D11 Sports presents St. Luke's Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Don't miss all the action online at D11sports.com.
Blue Mountain High School, the site for Thursday night football Schuylkill League action. Our D11sports.com game of the week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine is the Lehighton Indians with a record of 1-4, taking on the Blue Mountain Eagles. They check in with a record of 2-3 overall. Hi and welcome everyone. Al DeCarlo alongside Matt Evancho. So glad you could join us for this matchup on Thursday night. It is Thursday night football. We're excited to be here, and an interesting matchup on Thursday night. We have this year after year. It's the third year that we're live streaming this game, and we're excited to be here.
Absolutely. Both teams come in. They had a rough start to their season, but both coaches are very optimistic about what their teams have done so far, and they really want to get into that second half of the season on a good foot tonight.
Well, for Tom McCarroll in his 10th year, they coming off a loss against Pottsville. They've now lost 3 in a row. They've given up 134 points in those 3 games. Hunter Crum is back in the lineup after missing a week.
And for Coach McCarroll, that couldn't come at a better time. But otherwise, they are dealing with some injuries. And Hunter Crum is going to have to carry a load. And Coach McCarroll said it tonight. Hunter Crum's going to have to man up and be that guy the rest of the season for Lehighton to be successful. Had a huge game against Tamaqua, 6 rushing touchdowns in one game. So it'd be important for Lehighton to get the ball to him, get him to him early, and let him have some plays. For the Blue Eagles, they check in with a record of 2-3 overall. Tom Gallagher in his first year as the head coach. They're coming off a loss to Saucon Valley, 35-14. They've lost 2 in a row, and one of their key players, or has to be key anyway tonight, is their quarterback. He's only a sophomore in Will Jacobson. And Will Jacobson, as you said, a sophomore, but plays much older than that. Playing behind a very experienced offensive line for Blue Mountain, they're going to need Jacobson to spread the ball around, not just handing off the run the game. He's going to have to spread it out to his wide receivers, get this Lehighton defense off balance, and then open up the field and score points. An exciting matchup between these two teams as Lehighton makes their way onto the field. Blue Mountain to follow them. It's our D11sports.com game of the week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Back after this as we get ready for the opening kickoff.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
Do you have a scheduled therapy appointment? Keep it. Need to start therapy? Physical therapy at St. Luke's is here for you. If you can't come to the office, see your therapist with a virtual visit from your home. Virtual visits are available for physical, occupational, and speech therapy appointments. You can use your smartphone, tablet, or computer to connect. So don't miss your scheduled therapy appointment. Call Physical Therapy at St. Luke's today and ask about a virtual visit. Do you have a scheduled therapy?
We are back here at Blue Mountain Area High School, so glad you could join us. Last time I was here was for the District 11 track championships. Damon Simpson, who we'll see on Saturday, was flying right past here, going 10.7 or 10.8. He blew past me, and I was like, wow, this guy is quick. And we'll see them on Saturday. This is the first of 3 games in a row on D11sports.com. Tonight, it's in the Schuylkill League. Tomorrow, we're in the East Penn Conference with Northampton, East Stroudsburg South. And then on Saturday, we'll be in the Colonial League for a battle of unbeatens, Northwestern and Wilson. And with that, we bring in our keys to the game, brought to you by a Ringer's Roost. As we talked about with Coach McCarroll, Lehighton coming in a little banged up, having a lot of young players playing in the last few weeks. They need to play sound defense. They have to limit the big plays that Blue Mountain is capable of breaking off, and they need to look to stay healthy. They've had, as Coach McCarroll said, a very controlled week of practice, making sure they didn't risk any more injuries, and with that short week, they're out here ready to go. On the flip side for Coach Gallagher, they need to establish that running game. As we said, an experienced offensive line, a big offensive line. They want to get behind that offensive line and run the ball.
And then they're also going to need to defend the pass. Lehighton, they're going to try to get the ball out to their playmakers, try to get into Crumbs in space. They need to be able to defend the pass and contain those playmakers.
Well, tonight's Keys to the Game brought to you by Ringer's Roost Tavern at 1801 West Liberty Street in Allentown. Enjoy their great burgers, wings, and more while you dine inside or outside for lunch or dinner. For more information, call 610-437-4941 or drop on by to Ringer's Roost Tavern in Allentown. And just a great night. I like this Thursday night, game that they have. We've been, at Lehighton, really, I believe the last 2 years we've been at Lehighton. So interesting, to see what happens here at Blue Mountain as we get our first look at these two teams this year.
You look at it, and it could be such a small difference, but going from Lehighton's artificial turf to Blue Mountain's natural grass, how does that play into the game? How does that affect both teams? I know last year, Lehighton was looking to make a statement in this game, and unfortunately for them, Blue Mountain they came in and they had different idea, and they went behind that running game and really just controlled the clock and controlled that game from start to finish. Tonight, it looks like it's going to be a little bit different matchup. We'll be looking to see how these young players for Lehighton respond. Coach McCarroll said they have been in action the last week and a half, so it's not like they're wide-eyed and in awe. They've been in these situations. They now have a week under their belt in practice. Now they can go out and play a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, no doubt. We're talking to Tom McCarroll. He had said to us, about the injuries. I mean, it was 13 last week. I said, how many did you get back? He said, 1.
One and a half.
Whatever the half meant there on that one. But he hasn't seen that for such a long time. He said, Hunter Crumb's been dinged up with that shoulder all season to this point. But he talked about Brady a little bit. And, obviously for him, he said he's got a great grasp of the offense. He makes those first-year mistakes, but he's taking shots there. But he's been tough, and he's making the right reads and the right decisions. So we'll see what happens here. Just got a text message. Again, we know when we're live, you can be watching from all over the place. So how about watching from Villanova? Ryan Cofield, one of our is watching. So I had a shout-out to Ryan Cofield, one of our reporters from Blue Mountain, who is now at Villanova.
The high school band plays the Blue Mountain alma mater.
We pause in honor of America with the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And we get ready, and down the field is indeed Casey Wallace, one of our student reporters from Lehighton, and we go down to KC now with his first report. KC?
Thanks, guys. I talked to Lehighton head coach Tom McCarroll before the game. He told me that to win this game tonight, they're going to have to limit their turnovers and control the ball. They've been giving up many crucial turnovers the past couple weeks. They're also excited to have Hunter Crum back tonight. He missed last week with a separated shoulder, and they're excited to have him back tonight. I also talked to Blue Mountain head coach Tom Gallagher. He told me that they're going to have to limit their turnovers as well, and they're going to have to play better in the defense, especially in the secondary. And they're going to contain Hunter Crum tonight. He's a crucial part of Lehighton's offense. Back to you guys.
Great job by Casey Wallace, our student reporter from Lehighton. And he's been with us for a couple of years, done a great job with us, and we're happy to have him on board. Last year when we had this game, we had a couple of student reporters and a couple in the band. If you recall, we had 4 from Lehighton and 2 from Blue Mountain, and they have moved on to their collegiate location or wherever they're going. And now we have Casey Wallace once again this year. Again, so glad you could join us.
Casey did a great job there. That's everything we talked about with the coaches. We spent 10, 15 minutes with each coach, and that was spot on what we discussed.
Number 4, Ethan Kluker, and 42, Max Bergdahl.
So we get ready for the opening kickoff, and Lehighton will get the football first.
Taking off for the Eagles is number 20, Crease Stabline.
So Crease Stabline is your kicker. Back to receive will be Ian Rarick and Ethan Buchert as we get this game underway. Again, Thursday night football coming in 1-4 Lehighton. Blue Mountain checking in with a record of 2-3. Something going to give tonight as 3 straight losses for the Indians. They've given up 134 points during that stretch. 2 straight losses for Blue Mountain. They've given up 82 points. The ball is up on the tee. The first of 3 straight on D11sports.com. And we're in the Skooka League, and we're underway from Blue Mountain. And this one will draw our first flag, Matt. Isn't it fitting Thursday night football with a flag?
Absolutely. You get that first flag out there. In fitting for Lehighton. You don't have to worry about that play. Everybody comes off healthy. The play number 1. Check off that key to the game. You stayed healthy.
Let's take a look at our starting lineups after this first play. So we'll see Lehighton make their way onto the field for the first time with Brady O'Donnell as the quarterback. Again, Hunter Crum missed last week, scored 6 touchdowns in 1 game earlier this year, so obviously he's a big part of this offense. They'll split the receivers, and there is a snap, and they didn't even see that one coming. And the ball is loose. Lehighton was on it momentarily, but it looks like Blue Mountain may have jumped on this one. Let's wait and see. Well, that's not the way you want to start, Matt Evancho.
No, that is not. And it just, Brady O'Donnell is back there looking to the sideline, and the center makes the snap, inadvertently makes the snap, and they kind of froze. They didn't see the ball on the ground. They waited, and then last minute tried to get in there and fell on it, and then it just came out. And Blue Mountain luckily brings it in.
So we'll take a look at the offense after this play because now it's Blue Mountain. They get the ball at the 20-yard line after the fumble on the first play of the game. Will Jacobson will throw. Has time and has someone wide open and a nice pass play, and they convert immediately on the throw over to Gavin Gears. And Gears somehow made his way into the end zone, kept weaving through traffic and scores.
Yeah, that was
he
just
put
a
in another
power
gear.
run after he caught it. Power run from the 15. Gets the ball at the 15, gets 1 tackler, 2, 3, 4 come in. He just keeps plowing into the end zone for the quick score for Blue Mountain. And for Coach Gallagher, that's exactly how you wanted to start this game.
So the bad snap. So here's Crease Stabline for the extra point attempt. That one is up, and that one is good. And, Matt, we are 18 seconds into the game, and it's 7-0 Blue Mountain.
And as I said, Coach Gallagher and Blue Mountain, they have to be ecstatic. But, Coach Gallagher, not a young coach, but not inexperienced. He's down there on the field telling his guys, listen, that's a quick start. That's great, but we have a lot of ball game left to play. We need to relax, get our emotions back in check, come out here. Let's get another big defensive stop, and then get the ball back to our offense.
Yeah, no question about that. Support for D11Sports.com Game of the Week comes from Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley in Easton. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380, located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301 in Easton, PA. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. You know, Ryan Cofield, remembering last year, this is the second year in a row the game started the exact same way. Lehighton did that a year ago when we were over at Lehighton.
Number 20, Crease Stabline.
So Stabline has it in a tee. We'll do it again. This one will be picked up and taken there by Ethan Buchert. And Buchert pops off, and there's the flag on the play. There's another flag at the end of that play as well.
Number 4, Ethan Buchert on the return.
You have to think when the one came in, probably looking at a face mask on the tackling team.
Now let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Lehighton Indians.
As we talked, running back Hunter Crum, he's going to be the focal point, but it's going to be this offensive line. The only constant since week 1 is Brendan Zimmerman at center. So there's 4 new starters around him. They're going to have to give O'Donnell time, and they're going to have to open up some holes for Crum and Zach Miller to be successful tonight.
So initially I thought the penalty was against Lehighton. This is against Blue Mountain, and the ball is going to be put right at midfield.
Foul on the Eagles for a face mask penalty.
And we'll take a look at the defense after this play. So for Lehighton, after the bad snap, this is the best thing that can happen to you. Again, if you're just joining us, it's 7-0 on a quick touchdown by Blue Mountain. Brady O'Donnell is ready. Crum in motion to the near side. Looking to throw in that direction and will connect. And he's thrown down to the ground after a gain of about 7 yards. Good play. And then defensively, James Seaman on the carry. Take a look at the defense.
And that defense is going to be tested, especially the secondary. In the secondary, replacing Justin White will be Carson Kerstetter at the cornerback position, number 86. But they're going to be tested in this passing game and trying to limit what Hunter Crum, Brady O'Donnell, and Zach Miller can do.
So a pickup of 7 yards. And they'll try to gain it on the ground, but nowhere to go.
Number 15, Zach Miller on the carry.
Zach Miller on the carry. Maybe
In on the stop.
gets it. Maybe I think he maybe even lost a yard.
Coming through quickly from his defensive end spot was number 50, Ian Donahue. He's the one who makes the tackle in the backfield.
So 3rd down and 4. Screen over to Crum, and Crum's going to get the first down and more. Across the 40 down to the 35-yard line. Playmaker, just straight up word, playmaker.
Just get him the ball in space. You know, you limit the number of contact hits he takes out in the perimeter. He's not running through the middle, not going one-on-one with linebackers. You get him out there in the perimeter, throw the ball to him. And Coach McCarroll said they're going to have some new wrinkles, some different plays, some different ways to get the ball to him, and you just saw one of them.
1st and 10 from the 36. On the ground, spinning through and getting down maybe to about the 34-yard line. 2nd carry of the game, once again, for Zach Miller. Again, Miller was one of those, hey, he could start tonight, depending on what Hunter Crum does, in the pregame warm-ups, coming off that injury.
And Miller's done a lot for Lehighton as well so far this season. Limited touches because Hunter Crum's there, but he's a capable backup, and he's going to be carrying a heavy workload tonight, trying to ease that burden of putting the ball in Crum's hands all the time.
2nd down and 8 from the 34-yard line. Motion for O'Donnell. O'Donnell's going to go up top, and that is out of the reach of Crum. Maybe a step too far for him. If you see that now, Matt, I'm sure we're going to see that a little later.
Absolutely. You get that one-on-one coverage out on the edge against that secondary that Coach Gallagher said was needing to step up tonight. They're going to test them. And that time, you see just slightly overthrown, but Crum able to get behind the cornerback.
Again, opening snap of the game. Quarterback wasn't looking for Lehighton in O'Donnell. Ended up being at the 20-yard line. One play later, Will Jacobson to Gavin Gears for the touchdown. And this one is incomplete. Try to just toss as the pressure came to him, and incomplete to Zach Miller.
That was well set up by Lehighton. They were running a slip screen to Zach Miller. The offensive line lets the defensive line rush, using that aggression, the aggressive pass rush of Blue Mountain against them. Let them come through, get the lineman downfield, and just not able to connect with Zach Miller.
So 4th down and 8, the ball at the 34. And the Indians will be going here. Motion near side is Rarick. Now rolling. Here comes some pressure. Going to throw to the near side and has a receiver. He's going to be short of the first down.
O'Donnell's pass complete
To Crum.
Oh, they're giving him the
Oh,
spot
wow.
in the first down.
Our angle
Wow.
looked like he was about a half a yard short, but again, and that wasn't even a measurement.
Well, you know, you have to think they had the angle, they had
Yep.
the spot, because Coach Gallagher for Blue Mountain not saying a word, not upset at all. So again, getting the ball out to Crum in space, getting him an opportunity to make a play one-on-one against the Blue Mountain defender.
So good drive here. It's actually their, would you call this their second drive of the game? I guess you would, considering the first one. And taking it himself, has some space, and he's off to the races down inside the 10, gets tripped up, but a great run there by Brady O'Donnell.
Absolutely, just a quarterback zone read. Faking the Miller coming across, he pulls it, and then folds in behind his offensive line right up the middle. Actually, I'm sorry, quarterback counter. You have the guard and tackle pulling in front of him, and credit Wall Savage, number 5, coming from the safety spot on the backside to make that touchdown-saving tackle.
So Lehighton, again, they had the ball at the midfield after the penalty on the face mask. They're driving now 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. O'Donnell gives it to Crum, and Crum will go in for the touchdown.
And you had to wonder, Al, all that time bringing Crum in motion, different ways. They bring him in motion that time, and they pitch the ball, a quick, kind of just a little forward pass, pitch the ball to him, and he runs it in for the touchdown. You get some good blocking on the front side out of his wide receivers, Rarick and Bucher, and then you also have Zach Miller catching a block from as well. And it looks like Lehighton's going to line up to go for 2.
Well, they were talking about it. And they are indeed. One-on-one coverage on the far side. Looking to throw and going to just take it himself. And, boy, I tell you what, thought maybe he had a chance there. The ball got fumbled in there as well, so it's 7-6 for Blue Mountain.
Oh, we have a flag on the play, too. Really thought with that one-on-one coverage with Crum on the top side of the formation, really thought they were going to try to challenge that one-on-one matchup. So the illegal shift against Lehighton, that'll be declined by Blue Mountain. So that's a good answer by Lehighton now. I mean, you have to think Coach McCarroll and their offensive staff, they know it wasn't a do or die that early in the game, but I think they needed to have some kind of confidence.
So a quick little flick goes for 7 yards from O'Donnell to Hunter Crum. And, you know, you said it. They don't get the – again, I get back to Lehighton. When I talked to Coach earlier today, you know, we talked about the injuries. And, I said, well, who's your kicker? And he said, and it's Ja Allen. Again, these guys may have not played, and they're saying, all right, maybe we have to go for some two-point conversions here to see where we're going to go. And you see it here early on, the big difference. This one is fielded and lost momentarily. They'll take up things right at the 30-yard line.
Well, that definitely puts a different wrinkle in the game, with John Allen kicking off. But let's take a look at the Blue Mountain offense. Again, we highlighted Will Jacobson, but Peyton Fosnot and James Seaman are two capable running backs that can get out there and make things happen for Blue Mountain. But you look at up front, this is where you see the team in their success. You have Jake Bobbin and Ross Bobbin. They've been starters for a long time on this offensive line. They're going to have to pave the way for a Blue Mountain win.
So we start things from the 30 with Jacobson, and Jacobson will go to the ground. Nice spin move, and just popping up for 7 yards on the carry is James Seaman, the junior.
And this defense, the defensive front especially, with a bunch of new starters, are going to have their hands full with this offensive line. But it's interesting to see how will Max Bergdahl, Devin Armrooster, they're some of the younger players that were thrown into action. John Allen, Coach McCarroll talked about. These guys have played a week and a half. They've had a lot of playing time. Now this is their time to shine. And Coach McCarroll was interested. Which guy's going to show up and be the hero? One of these guys needs to be a hero tonight.
A gain of 7, and they'll keep it on the ground, and a little short of the first down again by Seaman. Seaman coming into the game with 53 carries for 353 yards and a touchdown. He also has a couple catches on the season as well.
And as you're watching this from home, you just watch the offensive line of Blue Mountain, the way they come off the ball, the way they play with aggression. That's something, if you want to stop this team, you have to get into them and stop them at the line of scrimmage as best you can.
3rd down and 1 for Jacobson and company. They'll do it again. Initially didn't get it, popping forward enough for the first down, so Seaman 3 in a row.
And a well-timed, well-called blitz by Lehighton just misses the tackle in the backfield on Seaman. And that's one way you can get to this offensive line. You can get through them if you start blitzing, bring some pressure, different angles, different spots, keep them guessing, and you try to get your guys who are a little bit undersized, you keep them free and keep the hands off of them. They can start to make tackles, and then you start to frustrate this Blue Mountain offense.
So the ball at the 41-yard line. Jacobson looking to throw, sideline, and will connect on the far side to Carson Kerstetter. And Kerstetter was inserted in the starting lineup. We got that late this afternoon.
Yeah, late addition, and you can see already early in this game, he makes a tackle from the secondary spot. Doesn't let Crum get free a few times, and now making a big catch on first down, helping them keep the sticks in a positive position.
So under 6 to play, opening quarter. You're watching our D11sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine. 7-6 is your score in favor of Blue Mountain, and they have the ball and just getting popped right as he came across the line of scrimmage with Seaman.
Yeah, that's another time Lehighton decides to dial up a blitz. They come through, and they're coming through free. So this line, as experienced as they are, need to keep their head up and look for the second-level defenders coming through and pick them up to give Seaman and give Fosnot some room to run.
Okay, manageable 3rd down here, 3rd down and 3. They'll put Kerstetter here to the near side lined up. And they'll pitch this one back. Seaman gets tripped up. Oh, great job defensively. And didn't have a chance there.
Number 5, Luke Blau.
We have an injury on the play. This does not look good. Looks like it was number 40 for Lehighton. I don't see a 40.
I don't have a 40 on my roster either.
He went down hard during the play.
So they'll attend to him. 5:01 on the clock. So if you're just joining us here on D11sports.com, Blue Mountain, after a Lehighton snap that just went right over the quarterback. Will Jacobson then went to Gavin Gears, 20 yards for a touchdown. That was at the 11:42 mark. Yes, 18 seconds into the game. Then at the 8:24 mark, 7-yard touchdown from Brady O'Donnell to Hunter Crum. It was just a quick flick pass. They went for the 2-point conversion. It was no good, and that's where we stand here, 7-6. An interesting way that this game has started. Obviously the concern on the field. So it will be a 4th down and 4 when they go back to action. So while they're attending down on the field, we'll take a quick commercial. You're watching our D11Sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Back after this.
St. Luke's knows that trust is the foundation of all relationships. It's earned over time. It's the type of relationship you should have with your healthcare team. While our healthcare needs are different, one thing is constant. St. Luke's is focused on building a lasting relationship with you, earning your trust and putting your well-being first. When it comes to great healthcare, trust is essential. St. Luke's, the care you trust, now more than ever. At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care, you can trust us with your hands, feet, shoulders, hips, and knees. Because healthy bones and joints mean you can do more. You can trust us to recommend the right approach to care, including joint-sparing treatments and therapies. And when surgery is the only choice, we offer options to help you heal faster, including technology-assisted joint replacements and muscle-sparing hip surgery. St. Luke's, the orthopedic care you trust, now more than ever. At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care, you can trust.
We are back. You're watching our D11Sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Aldi Carlo, Matt Avancho, Casey Wallace, injured player on the field that they are tending to right now. St. Luke's is the region's largest sports medicine provider, covering more than 200,000 student enrollment and 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, covering 8 counties and providing the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries. St. Luke's offers athletic training, orthopedic care, physical therapy, and concussion management, plus sports performance training for individual athletes and teams. During these extraordinary times, you can trust St. Luke's Sports Medicine to provide extraordinary care. Matt, obviously, the concern is down on the field, and this is a good sign.
Yeah, seeing him get off and walking off under his own power is a great sign because it looked much worse than what it came out to be. So, our wishes go out to number 40 and a speedy recovery to get him back in the game for Lehighton, because if you're Coach McCarroll and Lehighton, you can't afford any more injuries.
That was a loss of 1 on the play for the Eagles. Brings up 4th down.
So back to action, 4th down and 4. The ball at the 47-yard line. So the punting unit comes in. Let's see if this gets a positive roll or not. This will get inside the 30, down to about the 26-yard line or so. And Lehighton, who I can't say dodged a bullet. They gave up the 7 points, right? But they came right back, got the ball at midfield after the penalty on the face mask, drove down the field and scored. Blue Mountain's still leading here, Matt, but it was a good start. Really their first play from scrimmage, realistically, after the turnover.
And as Casey mentioned and we mentioned as well, and Coach McCarroll told us, it's a matter of inopportune plays. Turning the ball over at the wrong time. That was the wrong time in the beginning of the game, turning that ball over. But you see their composure for Lehighton. They took their time. They came back and took care of business.
So start things off from the 26, and we will get another flag.
It looked like Hunter Crum just moving a little too early before the ball was snapped.
Is on the Indians for a false start.
So that time Lehighton coming out with one of their trick plays. They have the center lined up. Every other lineman to the left of the center trying to outflank Blue Mountain. So they're going to do that again.
That's interesting. They will do that indeed, and they'll still give it a Crum. And Crum going nowhere. All blue jerseys coming in his direction to take him down.
And you have to be careful if you're Blue Mountain here, Al. 2nd and long. If you look, the center is number 5. So the guy snapping the ball is number 5. He is an eligible receiver. So if Blue Mountain is not paying attention to that, he can definitely slip out on a pass route.
So Matt Avancio is already seeing the future maybe. Second down and 15, the ball at the 21-yard line. Man in motion, low snap, going to throw it to the far side. That one flicks off the hands of Ethan Buchert, and it'll bring up a third down.
It looked like a little confusion, but well played by Blue Mountain. Number 2, Seaman, was out there and nearly came up with an interception on the play. And Lehighton looks to be moving back to the regular offense. Try to get something out of here on third down, and then potentially, if they can't pick it up, get the ball punted out and kind of flip the field position.
So just under 4 to play, opening quarter, 7-6 Blue Mountain. Third down and 15 from the 21. Receiver is there, but the ball is not, and instead it is intercepted. So they had the chance, but the interception is made by Tyler Miller, and Blue Mountain back in business.
Yeah, you can see they're looking to get the ball out to the perimeter, out to the edge, just underthrown by O'Donnell. He had his receiver, Rarick, was out on the route. He had some room to the sideline, but O'Donnell not able to get the ball to the sideline, and Blue Mountain comes up with another turnover.
So first down and 10 from the 45 for Blue Mountain. Just as I said, they didn't dodge a bullet, and they did a good job, and they get the ball right back, however. So we'll see. Will Jacobson again rolls, has time, and now gets flushed out of the pocket. He's going to have to run with it. And he ends up getting a couple yards, maybe like 3 yards or so.
And getting up slow for Blue Mountain looked to be number 45. Gavin Gyers, he's the one who scored their first touchdown. He crawls off the field.
3 yards, second down.
So a gain of 3, second down and 7. The ball sits at the 42-yard line. In the backfield is Tyler Miller. Miller just had the INT. And they'll give this one to Miller. Miller pops off a defender, has some space. He'll get the first down inside the 35, down to about the 34-yard line. They may even mark this one to the 33.
As you said, Miller with a nice hard run. He gets up in the middle behind the offensive line. He picks and chooses some holes and able to pick up the first down for Blue Mountain. But that gives another option for this Blue Mountain offense where you have Miller running the ball, you have Seaman running the ball. Foshnot, we're still waiting for him to get his first carry.
So the ball at the 33 for Jacobson. On the ground they'll go again. More space. Tell you what, Miller right now is just popping off defenders and gaining an extra yard and a half or so.
He's doing a nice job of staying behind his pads, running low, not giving them a clear shot, and running behind the shoulder pads. And that, as he does that, keeping his legs moving, he's a hard guy to bring down, and you're seeing that here.
So second down and 4 from the 26-yard line for Blue Mountain, leading by the score of 7-0. They like the ground attack. They're going to go with it and try to get it even closer on another run by Tyler Miller. So Miller has taken the last few. He came in with 21 carries for 106 and 2 touchdowns.
Gain of 2 yards, third down and 2 to go for the Eagles.
And good sign for Blue Mountain on the sideline. Gavin Gears back up, talking to Coach Gallagher to get back in the game. Just a lot of weapons for Blue Mountain, and a lot of rotating of these guys early in the game.
On the ground, and handoff to Seaman for the first down, moving the change. You mentioned Gears, named recently as one of the 5 captains. They had 4, and they added Gavin Gears to the captain. So it's Gears, Jake Bobbin, Ross Bobbin, Derek Wallace-Savage, and James Seaman, the 5 captains for Blue Mountain. Down to 140 or so and counting. Looking to throw. Nothing there. Pumps again. Now has a receiver wide open and in for the touchdown. 20-yard touchdown to Carson Kerstetter.
And with that change, Kerstetter coming into the game, making his presence known early. You're going to see him. He's all the way up at the top of your screen. He's in the far end of the formation. And they just forget about him as they look that they were going to hit Seaman out in the flat. He keeps running his post, and Jacobson, with time, able to find Kerstetter, running that post to the end zone, and he makes the catch for the touchdown.
Yeah, he looked to pump, didn't see it, waited. He was right there for him, and now Kreese Stabline is in for the extra point to increase the lead here for the Eagles, and will indeed do that. So 1:26 on the clock, 14-6 is your score.
First quarter. Blue Mountain 14, Lehighton area 6.
Matt, let's go back to both coaches. You know, they talked about their schedule so far and where, you know, where they've been and where they're going. And interesting because I asked, you know, coaches, you know, they're giving up a lot of points. You know, and I said, when we see a high-scoring game, you don't know what you're going to get when they line up on the field. But what you're seeing is some big plays here open up for both teams. There's a lot of talent for these teams, despite their records that they're showing for.
You're right. And Coach McCarroll, he mentioned it with their schedule. I believe their opponents that they've lost to only has one loss between them. So that's 4 losses where those teams only have one loss between them. So you're looking at a loss to Palmerton first week, then a loss to Wilson, who's undefeated, a loss to Northwestern Lehigh, who's undefeated, and then a loss to Pottsville last week. You know, and on the flip side of that, Blue Mountain opened up with Jim Thorpe, then had to travel to North Schuylkill, played a tough Bangor team, pulled out that win, played Pottsville, played Saucon Valley. So 2 very tough schedules early in the season.
Picked up by Buchert. Buchert has some space, dives forward across the 35 towards the 36-yard line. You mentioned the game, second game of the year. Blue Mountain loses a new coach. You know, you bring it in there, and they lose to a very, very good North Schuylkill team. It's a team that we'll see next week against Notre Dame. Last year's championship game, 21-14. I said, did you learn a lot about your team then? He goes, yeah, I did. You know, you're bringing in groups, you're bringing in young guys. You don't know how they're going to develop, and, you know, they showed that. That was big for them.
Absolutely, and I think Coach Gallagher, he said that was a point where I think he felt people were buying in. They felt, okay, this is going to work. We need to stick with this and continue to roll and continue to do what we're doing.
First down and 10 from the 37 for Lehighton down in this game so far, and looking to run and get some yards, and does across the 40 up towards the 42 is O'Donnell.
On the carry.
As we mentioned, Lehighton's offensive line, 4 new starters from week 1, different than week 1. And they're not as big as Blue Mountain. So it's not a matter of Coach McCarroll's not putting them up there trying to tell them, hey, you need to stand tall and stand one-on-one with these guys. No, you just need to do your job and let the skilled guys pick their holes off of you.
Second down and 4, looking to throw, and is there for the first down right across midfield, maybe at the 49-yard line. So that was, one of the better pass plays and the completion. And this time he connects with Ethan Buchert.
Yeah, that's a very confident pass by O'Donnell. Buchert was in some traffic, but he put the ball right into his chest and put it to a spot where only his guy could catch it.
Likely the last play of the first quarter. First down and 10 from the 48. O'Donnell will fake it to Crum and counter the other way, and no one fooled there. Smacking down and making a big play. I believe it's Gavin Gears, so he's back.
Gavin Gears was definitely back. He made a big tackle there. Big hit, stuffing that run, and Lehighton just going to let this run out for the quarter.
So one complete here at Blue Mountain, 14-6. Eagles on top. You're watching our D11Sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Back after this.
Medical emergencies can and do happen during COVID-19.
1 American has a heart attack or stroke every 40 seconds.
And 1 American dies from stroke every 4 minutes.
Heart attacks and strokes will not wait until a pandemic runs its course.
It is not safe to sit home and hope the symptoms pass. It is safe to come to St. Luke's.
Our EMS crews and ambulances
Are ready for you, taking every measure to keep you safe.
At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care, you can trust us with your hands, feet, shoulders, hips, and knees. Because healthy bones and joints mean you can do more. You can trust us to recommend the right approach to care, including joint-sparing treatments and therapies. And when surgery is the only choice, we offer options to help you heal faster, including technology-assisted joint replacements and muscle-sparing hip surgery. St. Luke's, the orthopedic care you trust, now more than ever. At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care.
1 quarter in the books as we welcome you back here. And Matt Evanto.
We have a flag on the field before the snap.
And as we get ready to start quarter number 2, it is 14-6. Matt, your thoughts first quarter?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to see what happened there. We have a flag right off the get-go. But I think Lehighton had 2 big mistakes. 2 big mistakes with the fumble and the interception. And Blue Mountain, a good team as they are, they capitalized off of that. They scored points off of it. And Coach McCarroll mentioned they were turning the ball over at the wrong times. And not necessarily those were the wrong times, but you can't turn the ball over and expect to win games when you're against quality opponents. So they're going to have to talk about that and make sure they take care of that in these next 3 quarters.
So first down marker's right around the 38-yard line, looking to throw and has a receiver, but that one's underthrown as he was looking in the direction of Rarick.
Ian Rarick was coming out of the motion, and they faked the quick screen to Hunter Crum, and they tried to slip him out the corner. He was out and open, but unfortunately for Lehighton, the ball's thrown behind them.
So third down and 15, the ball at the 47. Just underway, second quarter, 14-6 Blue Mountain. Looking to throw. Oh, wow, not fooled at all. It's Gears again. You see why they can name him a captain, right? I mean,
Absolutely,
he's been everywhere
yes.
on the field.
Scores that first touchdown, carrying people into the end zone. He read that screen perfectly. You're going to see him. He steps up. He sees Miller running out to the edge, and he gets there before the offensive lineman can. And Miller just has no chance. He turns around, and Gears is right there to lay the stick on him. This is an interesting call. Al, going for it on fourth down.
Or are they?
Well, they got 5. They have the 5 yards. Oh, no, I'm sorry. So before that, Blue Mountain was trying to call timeout. Did that happen before he jumped off sides?
Well, they're discussing it right now, and then they're walking over towards the Lehighton sidelines.
I think they're going to wave that flag off and say that Blue Mountain had the timeout called before he jumped off sides.
Man, I'm looking down the field and looking at Gavin Gears, 6'1", 220, how he's listed. But he looks like a rock out there.
He definitely looks much bigger than that. He just looks like a linebacker.
Yeah, 100%.
The arms taped up like he's been through battle week after week.
So first down mark, again, if you're wondering, is sitting right around the 38-yard line. Matt, your thoughts of this call?
I'd have to think, we look at who the specialists are for Lehighton. And will Lehighton, because they don't want to give any kind of return, will they just have O'Donnell with a quick kick?
Yep, let's see. So here's O'Donnell, and he will indeed do that. Did you coach before?
No.
So they will get that ball to the 35-yard line.
Now, and you know what? Do that again. Blue Mountain gets a rush in there. You get the ball off. O'Donnell's got to hold that position, get Blue Mountain to run into him, pick up a first down.
Because he's that close into when he punts.
Yes.
First and 10 at its own 35-yard line.
Okay,
So
if you're just joining us, Will Jacobson to Gavin Gears, 20 yards for a touchdown, made it 7-0, and the 7-yard touchdown from O'Donnell to Hunter Crum was just a little flick pass, made 7-6 after the 2-point conversion was no good. Brady O'Donnell was intercepted by Tyler Miller a couple plays later at the 1:26 mark, a 20-yard pass from Jacobson to Carson Kerstetter to make it 14-6. So Blue Mountain back with the ball and the lead. They'll start things off at the 35-yard line. Pumping again. Nothing there. And going to try to make something happen, but not fooled, and that was Crum on the tackle.
It'll be interesting, Al. Kind of make a segue into your game tomorrow night. So in that situation, East Stroudsburg South, they're going for it on fourth down.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at it, a quick kick, it only changed the field position 10 yards. So at that point, take a shot, try to get it. You're only giving up 10 yards. You know, the percentages of your team scoring from that 10-yard difference, maybe 1%. So if there's a 1% difference in your team scoring from that spot, why not go for it?
Second down and 15. And they'll try to get some on the ground, and Seaman flying through across the 35 towards the 36-yard line. You know, getting back to talking to these both coaches and kind of where they're at. Again, if you look at those, you mentioned Lehighton. You're playing, you're playing Palmerton, and then you get the big win against Tamaqua, but then you lose to Wilson 42-21. You lose to Northwestern 49-7. And you lose to Pottsville 43-8. Again, when you score 55 as a team, and all of a sudden you're scoring 7, that really brings you back down to earth real quick.
Absolutely, it does.
I'm not sure if there was any contact here.
I think that was a flop. NBA flop. You're getting a foul for that one. 57 for Blue Mountain. Adam Morrow, he's holding his spot. He tried to hold it as hard as he could, and Lehighton kid just pushes him over.
And when I talked to Tom McCarroll about Blue Mountain, I said, what worries you the most? And he said, they're big. They're big. That line is big. Gage Gears lines up to the far side for Blue Mountain. And I'll hand this one over to Gears.
Gears on the carry. In on the stop, 52.
This becomes an interesting fourth down. Blue Mountain is lining up like they're going for it.
Looks like they're going to line up quickly.
Oh, they are going for it. This is a big call and a push forward for the first down. Wow, initially not there, but Jacobson does a great job to get it done.
He did. The offensive line, I was worried. You see number 12 out on the edge. He gets set just in time for them to catch Lehighton off balance.
So move the chains on fourth down. They get the ball at the 47-yard line. 14-6 it remains in favor of Blue Mountain. They'll line up Kerstetter to the far side of the field. And looking towards Kerstetter. Here comes the rush, however, trying to make the turn. Now throws it. That one incomplete.
Intercepted.
That was on the sideline.
Oh, they're saying he's out of bounds. Kind of hard to see this. Looks like it's going to be number 72, Armbruster. Oh. Wow. Very close, very close.
I mean, we have a long angle of the replay. It looks like he may have gotten that foot in. That was real close. You get all the swarm of Lehighton players in there. You didn't know who had the ball.
Absolutely. and Jacobson for Blue Mountain takes a hit on that pass too, as he was trying to extend the play.
Second down 10 from the 47. And on the ground, and a great job defensively on the play, knocking down Seaman.
And we're missing some guys on these rosters, Al.
We are.
We have no 50, but what a play by number 50.
Correction, that was Max Bergdahl on the stop for Lehighton. Still number 50. Loss on the play, 3rd and long.
They're saying Max Bergdahl's wearing number 50, not 42.
All right, we'll try to make that correction if that is correct.
And again, number 5, Luke Blouch, defensive end for Lehighton. He's getting another rush on Jacobson, and he causes him to throw the ball early, forcing his 4th down. So a great defensive stand by Lehighton. Nearly comes up with the turnover, but getting the ball back on downs.
Bucher on the return for Lehighton.
So it's 4th down and 14.
We have a flag.
Another
on the play.
flag. Where did that come from? I turned my head for a second and saw the flag. These flags are just making their way onto the field.
Not sure.
A little discussion.
This looks like it may give him a 1st down. Wow, this is a big unsportsmanlike penalty.
And this was on 4th down and 14.
Wow.
Well, they'll get the home crowd into the game real quick. Wow, Matt, you're right. 4th down and 14. You know, coach not pleased by any means.
Not at all. It has to be something that was said.
Yeah, I would think. Coach McCarroll talking to his team now, making sure, hey, listen, play the game. And well, they moved the chains already. We obviously know it's it.
We have a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on Lehighton. It results in a personal foul, 15-yard penalty. It's a 1st down, Eagles.
You saw referee Brian Bannon talking to both coaches. Obviously some words being shared down on the field.
And those are the ones that you got to make sure that you're talking to the players you know right away so it doesn't happen again.
No. And again, these are inopportune times. Coach McCarroll talked about the turnovers, penalties, inopportune penalties at the wrong time. You were about to get the ball back.
Yep. Instead of 4th down and 14, it's 1st and 10 at the 42 of Lehighton. So Blue Mountain driving with the ball and the lead. Back on the ground, and Seaman spins through traffic and gets inside the 35-yard line. So he's having himself a pretty good night so far. Again, over 400 yards on the season now.
Gain of 8 yards, 2nd down.
We'll see if Blue Mountain, what they decide to do, 7.5 minutes left in this quarter and in a half, they'll get the ball to start the second half. So they can afford to just kind of grind this out, run this down and score the touchdown, then get the ball back for the second half.
So 2nd down and 2, the ball at the 34. We approach the 7-minute mark, and they will stay with Seaman. Seaman, the ball was loose afterwards, still on the ground, and it's picked up. They look like they're going to call it back.
Oh,
that's picked up by now. Ethan Buchert.
Wow. Wow, that's 2.
So now the question is, was it ever?
He's down. I know Lehighton fans and the Lehighton coaching staff, they're going to be upset by that, but he's down and then the ball comes out.
See, now you see the replay. They didn't see the replay.
No, they don't see the replay.
So they won't see it till later.
They're looking at that turning event, that yes. Huge turning event. And as soon as Seaman came over to the sideline,
officials are ruling Seaman down for a gain of 1.
Coach Gallagher grabbed Seaman and was telling him, listen, you're sitting here, you're running at 6'1", 193 pounds. You are a big running back. You do not need to go up in the air. Get behind your pads, get low, and run with some power.
But you mentioned Seaman came
Looks
to
like,
the
I'm sorry,
sideline.
there's a flag on the play, too. Okay, holding.
So no fumble, and the ball moved back to the 43-yard line.
There was a flag on the field, holding on the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty.
Matt was going to
for
say,
stop
Seaman came to the
now.
sideline. It looked like he was favoring that left ankle, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there.
Second down.
Third down and 11, or second down, excuse me. Looking to throw. Nothing there, and defense coming up huge, and that's Reese Balk.
Jacobson is sacked by 69, Reese Balk.
Yeah, Balk's the one who gets the sack, but you have to credit number 66 for Lehighton. Another roster change, unfortunately. He's the one who gets the pass rush and causes Jacobson to step up, and another flag thrown on the play. Blocking the back against Blue Mountain.
There was a flag on the field for an illegal block in the back. That penalty was declined by Lehighton.
We're seeing a lot of flags here in the last, 3 minutes. The ball has not really moved from this area.
So this should be, they have third down, but they had third down up their last play.
And I think they went back to second down.
Okay.
Yeah. The scoreboard had third down before. I think it was third down here. So the first down marker is inside the 35-yard line. Looking to throw. Gets hit as he throws, but has a receiver in the last second. I think it was Rarick that may have gotten his hand on it.
Jacobson's pass. Ball's incomplete, intended for number 20, Crease Stabline. Fourth down.
Yeah, Jacobson looking for Crease Stabline. He's running down, and he gets behind Rarick, but at the last minute, as you said, Rarick able to get his hand up and just distract him enough. Now, it seems like we were in this position about 2.5 minutes ago.
Yeah. It was 4th and 14, now 4th and 17. And really the same part of the field. Crease Stabline takes the low snap and boots this one away. And it will be Lehighton that'll take over right around their 20-yard line. Today's game brought to you by Ringer's Roost Tavern at 1801 West Liberty Street in Allentown. Enjoy their great burgers, wings, and more while you dine inside or outside for lunch or dinner. For more information, call 610-437-4941 or drop on by to Ringer's Roost Tavern in Allentown. D11 Sports thanks Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley in Easton, for his sponsorship of the Game of the Week. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380, located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301 in Easton. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. Back to action here. Another flag, another couple flags thrown in at that play, right around the 5:43 mark.
On the carry. There's the flag on the field.
Have to see what happens here. It looks like in the area of holding. Yeah, Miller had nowhere to go. And you have to think Coach Gallagher will decline this, take the result of the play, so you have 2nd and 13.
He does indeed do that.
Because at this time, you don't want to give Lehighton plays. You want to get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're wondering the scoreboard, since there's plenty of time, 3 timeouts left for Lehighton, 2 timeouts for Blue Mountain.
That penalty is declined.
So Lehighton offense back on the field.
Second down.
No, we haven't called number 11's name in a while because we had like maybe 7-8 penalties and the game didn't really go anywhere for a while. So we'll see if they try to get it back to Hunter Crum here for Brady O'Donnell. O'Donnell sends his own 15-yard line. Here comes a pressure and just floats that one out. That one's incomplete. Had Rarick, but Rarick That was Aiden Rarick.
26, Aiden Rarick.
You had Aiden Rarick with a lot of empty space in front of him. There's a lot of room if he catches that pass. He has a lot of linemen in front of him. So Blue Mountain, if you can get a stop here, you're putting yourself with the ball back with a lot of time.
So Rarick in motion, far side. Looking to throw. And now throws off the back foot, and that one going to be out of bounds.
O'Donnell's pass.
So that'll bring up fourth down. That quickly, Matt. Again, Matt, we were at the, 7:25 mark? It's taken about almost 15 minutes, really, to go 2 minutes.
It has. And it's tough to say, but you look at that situation there. O'Donnell's trying to make something happen. He ends up throwing the ball out of bounds and throwing it into a difficult spot. It's almost at that point you just run, just take a slide. You're at this point. You don't want to give Blue Mountain much time. Let the clock keep running.
28, Ian Rarick to punt.
So Rarick to punt. Derek Savage will field it at the 41-yard line. Savage gets to the 30, and it'll be first down and 10 coming up here for Blue Mountain, leading 14-6.
Miller.
I'd like to see Coach Gallagher and Blue Mountain take a shot deep right now.
Eagles have possession in Indian
You're in great field position. You're kind of controlling the field position. Other than that one drive, you're controlling the side of the field that you're playing on. Take a shot deep. See what happens, because then you're in 4-down territory anyway. You have 3 downs, get your first down then.
So the ball to 29 for Blue Mountain. They go 2 receivers to the far side. Jacobson will keep it on the ground. That's the first time tonight, if I'm not mistaken, that Peyton Foshnot, the sophomore, carried the football.
I believe it was, and you saw Hunter Crum was ripping at the ball, trying to get that out, and Peyton Foshnot did not let him have any piece of it.
Gain of 3 yards. Correction, gain of 2 yards.
And your Blue Mountain just trying to move the chains and score. That's the key. You want to score here. So a pickup of just 2. Ball at the 27-yard line. Jacobson to throw. Near side. That one gets tipped and incomplete. And that was Crum again. Yeah. How do you play a game without number 11? Like last week they played the game without number 11. That's monstrous.
Absolutely.
He's everywhere.
He is. And you look for him to be the offensive threat. And he has been. But they've also had other guys step up tonight so far. He's making plays defensively, which is huge for Lehighton.
So just like that, it's 3rd down and 8. Receiver split, 1 on either side. Approaching the 4-minute mark. Jacobson avoids getting hit by Crum. Now throws, and that one incomplete. Had 2 receivers downfield, and that one got knocked away.
And that was nearly picked off.
Aiden Rarick, 4th down.
Aiden Rarick left his receiver, who was in the end zone, to undercut the route. I couldn't see Aiden Rarick from where I was, and I thought Jacobson had a good shot at that touchdown. No, now we have another stop and play.
This is a very long second quarter.
Looks like Max Bergdahl lost his mouthpiece on the play. Just give him another one. Get back in there.
Yep. So, big play. 4th down and 8 from the 27. Time for both teams, depending on what happens here. Jacobson going to throw. He's being pressured. Now he's going to throw once again. Sideline. That one slapped away. Great job defensively by Rarick. And Lehighton holds.
Little thing there, Al. That's a great play by Rarick. 4th down. Very easily could have gone for the interception, but no, he knocks it away, gains yards back for his offense. So a great unselfish play. He could have padded his stats, decides not to, helps the team out. Nice, unselfish play.
So 4 minutes and change left here for Lehighton. St. Luke's is the region's largest sports medicine provider, covering more than 200,000 student enrollment and 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, covering 8 counties and providing the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries. St. Luke's offers athletic training, orthopedic care, physical therapy, and concussion management, plus sports performance training for individual athletes and teams. During these extraordinary times, you can trust St. Luke's Sports Medicine to provide extraordinary care. So try to gain a couple up the middle. Not much there. It becomes interesting here looking at that clock. Obviously, if you're Blue Mountain, you're kind of waiting here and then decide, all right, I have 2 timeouts. Let me see if I'm going to use them or if I'm not.
Yeah, I think you need to wait here and see what happens. If they pick up the first down, you let it go, let it ride. But if you can force a 3rd down, then I think you want to go ahead and use that and try to get the ball back.
Looking to throw, and that is a first down on the far side. I believe that was Crum on the catch.
O'Donnell's pass complete to Crum. Pushed out of bounds by.
So the clock does stop at 3:27.
Lehighton calling the rollout for O'Donnell. He's rolling out, and then he has his receiver Crum run a comeback to the sideline, and it's just a matter of timing that up.
So Lehighton in not a lot of time. At the same time, once you get towards midfield, then you start talking because there's plenty of time here.
Yeah, with the clock stopped, they're in no hurry at this point, but I think you'll see them speed up soon.
O'Donnell going to throw middle part of the field. That was intercepted. The INT, that went right into the hands of Tyler Miller, and Miller is off and gone. Second touchdown for Miller.
That's his second INT, Al, and this is a great interception, 50 yards. I like the play call, too, by Lehighton. He just throws it a little bit behind the tight end who's streaking down the middle.
You know, Matt, we just talked about that. You know, you go in the locker room down, 14-6. You're like, all right, that's okay. But now, all of a sudden, that's a big change and a big play, with the INT. Because still 3 minutes left.
Absolutely. You go in down 14-6 knowing, all right, we have to give them the ball back. Defensively, we can get a stop because we've stopped them. But now giving up those points, this makes it a little bit more challenging to come out after half and get that stop and then pick it up from there.
3 minutes, 15 seconds remaining until halftime. Blue Mountain 21, Lehighton area 6.
Says a second interception by Miller and gives them a 21-6 lead here with 3:15 on the clock.
And currently, if you're looking at this, Blue Mountain, 3 turnovers they've gotten. They've scored off of all 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So they've combined to get points off of every single turnover they've had so far.
I'm glad you could join us here for our D11Sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine. We are in the Schuylkill League tonight. Tomorrow we will head to the EPC North in a huge matchup between East Stroudsburg South and Northampton. And then on Saturday, Colonial League showdown and a big one. Both teams undefeated on the year. That'll be a 2:30 start at Wilson between the Warriors and Northwestern.
Yeah, we get to that Saturday game, we're going to have athletes on the field all over the place.
Wow. Oh, man.
Game line to kick off for Blue Mountain.
Those are the games that the talent's all there and you want to see everyone do well.
Yes, absolutely. That's a game I'm gonna if we can, I'm gonna bet the over. Oh. Offsides, Blue Mountain on the kickoff team.
Flag on the field.
So 3:15 on the clock, 21-6 is your score in favor of Blue Mountain. Next week, Matt, we'll have another doubleheader, Friday, Saturday, and again, 2 solid games. One in the Colonial League will feature a rematch of last year's championship game in the District 3A classification. North Schuylkill visiting Notre Dame. That's on Friday night. And then Saturday, we will be at BASD Stadium for Easton against Bethlehem Catholic. I believe it's a 3 p.m. start.
3 p.m. start for that one, yes. And with two interesting games, too, when you look at it. And we'll come back to that after the kickoff.
This one may sail out of bounds. It does.
Another flag on the field.
Loving these flags right now. Go ahead, Matt.
You look at both of those games in different perspectives, too. You take the Notre Dame-North Schuylkill game. That very well can come down to, again, a replay in the district championship. And there's nothing better than having those replays in the district championship, especially if the first round was a top-notch game, which I think we're going to see. And then the other one, you look at Bethlehem Catholic. They're sitting on the outside of the district standings right now in 4A, behind Wilson, who's in the 4th spot. And then Easton sitting at the number 6 spot in 6A, either 5 or 6, I believe, last I looked. So both of them are fighting for playoff spots. And so that's going to make that game that much more interesting. How you like that? That homework I did.
Yeah, you did a little homework.
You know?
Correction, Lehighton will have the ball at its own 40-yard line.
So Lehighton has the ball at the 40. Boy, this clock has not moved at all. And they'll try to gain some yards back. And that ends up being about an 8-yard pickup. You know, Blue Mountain there said they had the football. They did not.
Gain of 8 yards.
So pick up about 8.5 yards on the play by Miller.
And if you're Lehighton, you have to be careful here. I know you want to rush and you want to try to get some points, but you cannot afford to give that ball back to Blue Mountain with any amount of time on the clock.
And as you say that, Blue Mountain is definitely going for a strip here. They're definitely, you can see them battling for this ball.
I think if they can get a stop in these next 2 downs, you're going to see them Blue Mountain start to use their timeouts.
So with 2:35 on the clock, O'Donnell from the gun. He is going to throw. Going to go far side. This one airs up there for a while, and this could be offensive pass interference.
And I have to think that's offensive pass interference. Now, the ball did come out at the end.
Yeah, it was never intercepted.
Pass interference was the call. So are they going to give the interception, or are they going to call that interference on Kerstetter? I say there's no interception because the ball comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're calling Kerstetter with pass interference.
That's a tough call.
Wow.
That is a tough call.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, again, we have a different angle here, and it definitely looked like it could have been offensive pass interference. There was a little contact, going the other way by Kerstetter, but not anything.
And honestly, I think Kerstetter has his hand back, but he's looking back at the ball. He just has a hand to see where he's at. I think you just let that go. Let them play.
At the Eagles' 34-yard line.
So Indians in business here, 21-6 is the score in favor of Blue Mountain, but driving here with 2:24 on the clock. O'Donnell, toss, and spinning through, and they'll gain about 6 or 7 more yards on another completion made to Ethan Buchert.
Gain of 6 yards, 2nd down.
Hey, Lehighton doing a nice job with their hurry up here. If they can get something, get some points. I mean, they went for 2 on their touchdown, so you have to think it's touchdown or not.
I would agree with that, too. 2nd down and 4 from the 28. Try to gain it back on the ground, and a burst of energy and through the line. And another big run again by Zach Miller.
You see the hole. The offensive line just does a nice job opening up this hole. The double team on the center. They come down on the linebacker, and Zach Miller reads that hole well. And now we have a timeout. I didn't see who called the timeout, though.
I believe Blue Mountain called the timeout. Maybe to get their defense, prepared. I'm pretty sure it was Blue Mountain that called the timeout. Not positive, though. Well, on the scoreboard it says Blue Mountain, so we'll go with that.
I'd like to see Lehighton, like to see Coach McCarroll put something out there, a one-on-one situation for Crum right now. First down, minute 50 left. You still have 3 timeouts. O'Donnell put the ball in a safe spot, but let's try to get Crum in the end zone right now.
150 on the clock, a 21-6 score. You look at that score, it's 21-6, like, this game is 1 touchdown here, and we've got a game. And even if it goes in like this, you still have a game. But, boy, a big momentum switch going into the halftime. You always like to take that momentum into the locker room if you can. Lehighton's trying to do that now. If they can punch this one in, they sit at the 11-yard line.
Well, it depends on what kind of gambling man you are. You have Hunter Crum out here on Miller, one-on-one. But Miller's the one with the two interceptions and a touchdown off the interception.
Well, they get the carry and lose about a yard. Again, there's no need if you're Lehighton to call a timeout here because you don't want to leave them with any time on the clock.
Absolutely. I think you're fine. You still have 3 timeouts, second down, and you can still pick up a first down as well.
I was just going to say that, yep. So O'Donnell here from the 14. Fakes it, pumps, and now throws, and that is complete for a touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown to Ethan Buchert. And Lehighton right back in it.
That's exactly what I said. You look for Buchert in this situation now. Use Crum as a decoy, go for Buchert. You see a little miscommunication with the fake, but enough to hold the linebackers even still. And O'Donnell, credit him standing in there, throwing the pass, again, putting in a great spot for Buchert to catch it and take it in for the touchdown. And going for 2 here, make it a 7-point game.
The Indians will try for 2-point conversion.
And they didn't get it the first time. We'll see what happens here.
Wouldn't be surprised you see something very similar. Draw those linebackers up. Hit a slant out of the receiver behind him.
O'Donnell rolls that way, now comes right back and has a wide open. He was just sitting there waiting for it. And that was Luke Blau.
Number 5, Luke Blau.
Luke Blau with the 2-point conversion, and we've got a game, 21-14.
Lehighton area 14 with 1 minute 8 seconds remaining until halftime.
That's a well-designed play by Lehighton. You have Crum coming in motion, and he just kind of slowly runs in. And then Blau comes from his tight end spot on that same side and just sneaks out into the flat. And O'Donnell off a half roll to the opposite side, plants his feet, throws it, and Blau nearly doesn't catch it in the end zone for the 2 points, but holds his ground, catches it in there. And this sets up a completely different end of the first half than we originally thought we were going to have with Blue Mountain going in for that score.
So 1:08 on the clock, 21-14. People look at the scoreboard like, oh, well, okay, 5 touchdowns. No, they don't forget the 2-point conversion was missed here, and there was a snap the way it was. Again, there's 1 timeout left. Let's see what happens here. And this one was bobbled and then picked up. So Peyton Foch not on the return. All right, Matt, what do you do here if you're Blue Mountain? You get a good run, and if you see something happen, then you kind of utilize that clock? Or
I think you have to think they're going to run the ball.
It's a return of 16
And then, exactly as you said, if something happens, I think you do take a shot. But other than that, with 1 minute left, you only have 1 timeout, 80 yards to go. I think it's something they just want to get the ball back. Let's go in halftime, up, get the ball back at the second half, and let's come back out.
But at the same time for Lehighton, you got 3 timeouts left, so you're going to probably use these each and every time to get the ball back, depending on what happens here on this first play. So they'll go on the ground, power forward. See what Lehighton does.
Number 24, Tyler Miller on the carry.
Coach McCarroll talking to his staff. They're deciding not to, which, use the momentum. You don't want to give Blue Mountain another shot either. I think you get the vibe that Blue Mountain, okay, we're just going to ride this into halftime. So Lehighton, you don't want to upset that as you have some momentum right now.
So final 30 seconds, second down and 6. Now the first quarter really flew by.
And now timeout.
Timeout called on the field by.
Okay, does that surprise you?
Well, this has to be an alignment or personnel problem for them to call timeout. They obviously want to make sure they're in the right spot. Their players are in the right spot so they don't give up any big plays either.
So timeout comes with 20 ticks remaining. 21-14 is your score. I was saying before, the first quarter kind of flew its way by, but from the 7:20 mark to the 5:30 mark in this quarter took a good 15, 20 minutes.
Absolutely, and think about it. We had a score 18 seconds into the game.
Yeah.
And we just had a score with just a little over a minute left in the game, or left in the half.
I do say, the cheerleaders are out tonight in full force. They had the youth cheerleaders here as well. And this place is, packed down on the field. Lehighton band will perform at the half. Second down and 6 from the 24. Again, they'll go onto the ground, and Hunter Crump comes up with it.
In on the stop, number 11, Hunter Crump.
So they'll let time run out here in the first half. There's a player down on the field.
And I think that's Crump.
It is. That's
He
not
comes
a
up
good sign.
limping, though. At least not his shoulder at this point.
Well, time winds down here in the third.
The score at halftime, Blue Mountain 21, Lehighton area 14.
So 21-14 is your score. And a great job by Blue Mountain to start the game, but Lehighton doing a good job of getting the ball right back. Casey Wallace is down on the field.
Casey Wallace tracking down Coach Gallagher.
So he's got Coach Gallagher, and I'm not sure how happy Coach Gallagher is going to be. But that being said, we go down to KC and Coach Gallagher. KC?
Thanks, guys. I'm with Coach Tom Gallagher for Blue Mountain. Coach, what are your thoughts on the first half?
I think we're playing well. I think both teams came out with a lot of energy, and I'm excited for the second half.
What do you think you need to do to change and win this game in the second half?
I think we need to be more consistent on offense. I think we need to get some good drives together, move down the field, take some time off the clock, and then on defense, I think we need to do a better job tying up our coverage in the secondary.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Back to you guys.
All right, KC. Thanks a lot, KC. We'll be back. You're watching on D11sports.com. Game of the week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. It is 21-14 Blue Mountain. Back after this.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
Do you have a scheduled therapy appointment? Keep it. Need to start therapy? Physical therapy at St. Luke's is here for you. If you can't come to the office, see your therapist with a virtual visit from your home. Virtual visits are available for physical, occupational, and speech therapy appointments. You can use your smartphone, tablet, or computer to connect. So don't miss your scheduled therapy appointment. Call Physical Therapy at St. Luke's today and ask about a virtual visit.
We are back. 21-14 is your score in favor of Blue Mountain. Al DiCarlo, Matt Avancho, Casey Wallace with you. Sports Fan Base Network once again. Bill Lewis pushing all the right buttons. Dave Meiker is always there monitoring our YouTube channel and doing a great job, as he always does, with our student reporters. Right now on down the field, Lehighton High School marching band. Enjoy. was a great performance by the Lehighton area marching band. I mean, that got everybody on their feet. I mean, I was dancing in here. You were not. I'm not sure why, but I was definitely dancing in here. You were not. And I don't dance that well, but I know you noticed that right away.
Oh, I did notice that, and you were not dancing very well at all. I felt like I was at somebody's wedding, actually.
Well, yeah, great job by by the marching band, and this is a good opportunity. I always say at the half, you use the half for these games. We talk about community and we talk about bringing everyone involved. So you have the marching band from the opposing team because they performed earlier, but now here's the future for Blue Mountain. The youth teams start making their way onto the field as well to get their recognition. And I think, when you're 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old and coming onto a field where they're playing football, it's like looking up to professional players. It's
Absolutely,
a big difference.
Yeah. And these are nights that every coach, you do. And it's not, it's a little bit selfish. You do it to continue to build your program and to build your brand. But it's also to give back. Some of these kids are never going to play on your high school team just because of sheer choices and other things they want to do. But you give back to them because that's what you're supposed to do, and that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, without question.
And next we have our 5th and 6th graders, the A-level team.
We're talking about the youth and then getting up to 5th and 6th graders and through. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll take a look at some highlights also from the first half. It's 21-14, Blue Mountain leads over Lehighton. Back after this, you're watching our D11Sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
St. Luke's knows that trust is the foundation of all relationships. It's earned over time. It's the type of relationship you should have with your healthcare team. While our healthcare needs are different, one thing is constant. St. Luke's is focused on building a lasting relationship with you, earning your trust and putting your well-being first. When it comes to great healthcare, trust is essential. St. Luke's, the care you trust, now more than ever. At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care, you can trust us with your hands, feet, shoulders, hips, and knees. Because healthy bones and joints mean you can do more. You can trust us to recommend the right approach to care, including joint-sparing treatments and therapies. And when surgery is the only choice, we offer options to help you heal faster, including technology-assisted joint replacements and muscle-sparing hip surgery. St. Luke's, the orthopedic care you trust, now more than ever. At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care, you can trust.
And next, our 5th and 6th graders, the A-level cheerleading squad. Those were football teams and cheerleaders from the Blue Mountain Tri-County Youth Football and Cheerleading Organization. Next, we'll introduce the Blue Mountain Youth Football and Cheerleading squads and teams. First, we have the flag football team, kindergarten and 1st grade. Next, we have the Mighty Mites, the 2nd and 3rd grade team. Next come the Mites, the 4th and 5th grade teams. And finally, the midget football team, 6th and 7th grade.
Got a great job here for youth night.
For those respective teams. First, the flag cheerleaders from kindergarten and 1st grade.
Well, they have one all lined up. We saw the cheerleaders earlier, the young cheerleaders, and they're getting introduced as well as Lehighton football team makes their way back onto the field. With that, Matt, a 21-14 score, and some interesting highlights in this one as well.
Yeah, it started right from the get-go with a bang with that fumble recovery, and it was Gavin Gears who catches the first pass from Jacobson, and he rumbles 15 yards into the end zone, and he gets the 20-yard touchdown reception, and that kind of excited Blue Mountain. But then Lehighton, they settled in, and they came back. This time you see this was the underthrown pass. O'Donnell gets it out. Miller picks it off. That's his first of 2 interceptions during the first half. And Coach Gallagher was mentioning how his secondary was going to be suspect and tested, and they've shown up tonight, actually. This time, Jacobson rolling out, looks for Carson Kerstetter, who is streaking to the back of the end zone, another 20-yard touchdown pass. And then Lehighton gets it going a little bit, and then unfortunately, as it's late in the first half, Tyler Miller picks it off and goes for the 50-yard interception return for the touchdown. That put Blue Mountain up 21-6, but credit Lehighton. They are aided by a pass interference penalty, but then they get down inside the 20, and you see that pass from O'Donnell to Buchert for the touchdown, and then the 2-point conversion. You see Blau, number 5, the tight end. He just gets lost in there, comes out to the flat. O'Donnell finds him for the 2-point conversion, and we sit here 21-14 in the second half. Blue Mountain will get the ball first to open up the second half, so it would be interesting to see if Blue Mountain is able to put together a drive, score right away, or will Lehighton gain some energy back, gain that momentum that they had in the first half at the end, and get down there, get a stop, get the ball back, and then start mixing it up again and score some points to tie this game up.
Oh, we'll see what happens. Again, it was a longer than usual first half, but I was going to say longer than usual second quarter of the game.
And a little bit longer than usual halftime as well.
Well, that's true.
But absolutely, we had a few penalties there, and it kind of went back and forth, and you kind of think, the energy for both teams kind of dropped a little bit on that 4th down personal foul. It kind of like everything just kind of dropped, and it just went stagnant for a little while. You thought the interception would pick it back up for Blue Mountain, and it did momentarily, but then it fizzled out again. Lehighton, they get down there, they get the touchdown, the 2-point conversion, halftime. So there hasn't been a sustained energy out of either one of these teams so far tonight, and I think that's going to be the key to the second half. You need to play all 4 quarters, you need to play the third and the fourth, but I think the key to this win is going to come out to who takes control of this third quarter and who is the one that puts the points on the board during this third quarter to put their team ahead.
Well, we mentioned 21-14, a couple of interceptions in the game. We had, the fluke play to start things off. A lot of different things happen for sure in this one. But you mentioned it. What's going to happen here early on? I mean, if you're Lehighton, you're giving the ball up first. We talked about this, but at the same time, the way you started the game and knowing it's just 21-14, you're right back into the mix.
Absolutely. And then here's the other thing to think about. Coach McCarroll said he had a bunch of wrinkles. Ja Allen is not the normal kicker, but he's assumed the kicking duties because of injuries. Do you try an onside kick right away?
Well, that said, no. I knew that off the bat. It wasn't going to happen, but I just wanted to see if you knew. And a quick return. How about this? All the way up towards the 45-yard line, called his name all day long, and that's Tyler Miller.
Yeah, Tyler Miller is just doing everything for Blue Mountain right now, running the ball, interceptions, playing defense, touchdowns on the interception return. Just doing everything for Blue Mountain and having a big night for them.
21-yard return by Miller. Sets up the Eagles, 1st and 10 at the
So this is going to set up Blue Mountain with a short field, 55 yards to go for the touchdown. And again, as we said, what team can come out and bring that energy right away and then sustain that and build some confidence in kind of either take back a lead or just extend their lead.
So first play underway. And we are underway as well here in the third quarter. So glad you could join us again. The first of 3 in a row here on D11sports.com. We will go Schuylkill League, EPC, Colonial League. And the EPC matchup tomorrow night, Matt, really for that North Division crown, if you think about it. And I mean, right now, no stumbling. That's what it looks like it's going to be, depending on what happens down the road.
Absolutely. I think you're right. And Northampton has themselves set up in a spot, I believe, where they finish off the season against Whitehall, correct?
Yes.
So if they can, again, they have to play the games, but they would be favorites in every game heading into that Whitehall game with a win tomorrow night.
And just as the end of the second quarter ended, it starts here with a flag.
Flag on the field.
Well, you mentioned Northampton.
Is on the Eagles for delay of
They're
game.
at Pleasant Valley next
Flag
week.
penalty, still second down.
Pocono Mountain East at home, Deerhoff home, and then at Whitehall. So, an interesting schedule for them leading up to that Whitehall. And then they got a little Thanksgiving Day game. I don't know if you know about that one. They play Catasauqua. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Well, how about that, too? So who's your rival? You're Northampton. It's Catasauqua. Okay. Where's Catasauqua playing their home games right now?
Northampton. So the pass play across for Blue Mountain. Over to JD.
To number 81, JT Gockel.
So Gockel is 6'1", 195-pound senior. His first catch of the night.
10 to go for Blue Mountain.
And look at with this field position, Blue Mountain not really able to do much to start this half.
You're right, man. I mean, this is a huge play in the game right now. You just started. You're 2 minutes into the third quarter. You're leading 21-14. You're up 21-7 or 21-6. And now all of a sudden trying to convert here on 3rd down and 10. And they will hand this one off and trying to make the turn. And that is going to be right on that first down marker. Let's see where they mark this one.
About a yard short, yes. Wallace Savage is down as well. He's not getting up.
9 yards. 4th down and 1 yard to go for the Eagles.
So 4th down, Blue Mountain lining up to go for it.
Yeah,
we
without
saw
Wallace
this in the
Savage.
first half.
So Wallace Savage is on the ground on the sideline. Play continues here and diving through, nothing there, and then going down. Again, got hit initially on the play, and then it tried to get pushed forward, if anything, by James Seaman, but he went straight down.
Yeah, it looked like he lost his footing, too. Kind of looked like he stepped on someone else's foot and just couldn't get any traction. But he gets up slow as well.
So Wallace Savage, who was down on the ground, went just right back in on defense, but he's holding that left side. Now he's talking things over with the coach.
So you saw a little bit of emotion out of Lehighton after that play. Offense has to come on the field right now and be set to do something.
So 9:35 on the clock, first drive. We saw Hunter Crum get dinged up at the end of the play, at the end of the half. He looks like he's okay. They'll fake it and go straight through the middle. And nowhere to go, like a pancake right down. Maybe got 2.5 yards. And, Matt, right now I continue to look at Wallace Savage. He's looking at the sidelines, and it looks like he's working on his heel or his foot that's still bothering him.
Yeah, he absolutely is. But he's out there. He's going to tough it out. He's a tough player for Blue Mountain. But if you see that from Lehighton, do you try to put the ball over top of him?
Yeah, 100%.
Because he's going to struggle chasing somebody.
And that one is knocked away. As, again, it was looking in the direction of Buchert. So both teams all of a sudden, it's almost like a little stalemate all of a sudden. They went and had – it felt like it was a real long half. I think because we felt like we were at a concert here with the Lehighton marching band.
Yeah, how about that marching band? I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden the music's so loud, I didn't realize they're right up against the fence. I thought they were still on the field.
So third down here for Lehighton. Have time to throw and connect. And Buchert has some space. Buchert inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. That was one of the biggest plays of the game for this Lehighton offense.
And as we just said before, and I know it wasn't directly towards him, but Buchert runs that route right towards where Wild Savage is, and Wild Savage not able to come up with the tackle.
On the ground is Miller. Miller gets tripped up. While we were talking about Wild Savage on one side, on the other side, just looking, because we said he was dinged up earlier, in Hunter Crum, he looks like he's still, a little shaky as well.
And you have to think, having that week off last week, yes, he has a shoulder injury, and he dinged up his ankle a little bit, but is it just a matter of getting back into game speed, game reps?
Getting a throw, has a receiver, and that one, at the last second, coming in and almost coming in for the pick. And look who it is.
And this is going to be the last time I mention this. Could that be a result of the injury of his foot? Was he not able to get there a second quicker because of that?
And look,
because that was clear space the rest of the way.
And he is grasping his hands knowing that he had that. He's talking to the defense. He's talking to the safeties back there saying that was close. So, they can get a first down. The ball sits at the 15-yard line. It's third down and 7. Looking to throw. And Buchert.
Wow.
15 yards to Buchert. What a great throw.
And now Buchert's going down. But, yes, this is very similar, same play action as the touchdown. He puts it in there, holds the linebackers a little bit. Buchert going to the back corner, goes up and makes the catch, but then comes down on his back and down right now. So we're hoping just the wind knocked out of him. But we've seen Brady O'Donnell throw some very nice passes so far this game.
We do have an injury in the end zone.
So that comes at the 8:01 mark. And, Matt, I asked you a question now. This is to tie the game. They were going for the extra point. Do they go for the extra point here, or are they going for 2?
I think they're going to go for 2. Because, again, I'm gonna delay answering that for a second. Oh, no, okay. Nope, he was just grabbing water. I thought I saw number 2, Ja Allen, going over to grab the tee. This is a good sign, though. Buchert coming off the field.
Yeah, and like you said, maybe he got the wind knocked out of him the way he landed.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, he came down. He kind of came down partially on the Blue Mountain defender.
So at halftime, the Lehighton band really stirred the pot and got everyone jacked up. And now Lehighton comes out of the locker room 4 minutes in, a chance to take the lead when they were down 21-6, towards the latter part of the first half.
The Indians will try a 2-point conversion.
This looks like it's going to be a little bit of a wildcat with Crum.
And they got stacked on the right side for Crum. And Crum, oh, wow.
What a play.
How about that?
That's a great play.
How about that?
Luke Blau twice now. Twice with 2 very, very creative 2-point conversions.
1 second remaining in the third quarter. The Lehighton area 22, Blue Mountain 21.
Look at this. They bring Rarick in motion. You can see. Look at Luke Blau, number 5, just releasing.
I could have caught this, by the way.
You still would have been at the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's true.
That's true. That far.
So Lehighton takes the lead, 22-21.
So here's that momentum. Now they have the energy. What are they going to do with it? Disastrous start for Lehighton, right? Disaster. 18 seconds in, fumble, they're down. Now they've found a way to bring themselves back into the lead.
Tonight's game brought to you by Ringer's Roost Tavern at 1801 West Liberty Street in Allentown. Enjoy their great burgers, wings, and more while you dine inside or outside for lunch or dinner. For more information, call 610-437-4941 or drop on by to Ringer's Roost Tavern in Allentown. Again, 22-21. is your score here with 8 minutes left.
Number 2, John Allen, kickoff for the Indians.
So Allen has it on the tee at the 40. Oh, he just misses that one straight up. Wow.
And that's going to be a flag. He was reaching on his steps, too.
Flag on the field.
I think Blue Mountain's going to take the ball instead of taking the 5 yards and having them re-kick.
Yeah, I would say so. Today's game brought to you by Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley, located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301 in Easton. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. So right as they make the big play, they score the touchdown, everything's going in Lehighton's favor, scoring 2 touchdowns in a row with the lead, and they get a little, muff, and, just doesn't come their way. So let's see if Blue Mountain can capitalize. Their offense has sputtered a little bit here. They have the best field position they've had, really, aside of the first drive when they had the ball at the 20-yard line, and they'll start things off on the ground and taken there by Seaman. Seaman busts to the outside, and still on his feet will get about 14 and change all the way down to about the 26-yard line.
And that's the first time we've seen Seaman run. I think probably the midway point of the second quarter. And that time you saw him getting behind those pads, getting low, and just barreling down the field, making it difficult for the secondary of Lehighton to bring him down.
So the ball at the 25, that's where they'll mark it. Seaman, another space and opportunity there. The ball, I thought, was loose there for a second, was not. The ball down to the 15-yard line, close to another first down.
Trying to see, it looks like they're going to bring them up a little bit short.
Nope, they're moving.
First down. Oh, there is a first down.
So 2 plays and about 26 yards are covering the field.
And we heard Coach Gallagher at the end of the half. They wanted to come out and establish that running game in the second half. They weren't able to do it on that first drive, but the penalty kind of took them out of that momentum. Here they are.
They're staying with Seaman, and Seaman maybe gains 2 yards.
In on the stop, 69, Reese Falk. Gain of 2 yards, second down.
So we are midway through the third quarter. And Blue Mountain trying to answer and trying to regain the lead here. Down for the first time by the score of 22-21. They'll pitch it back to Seaman, and Seaman goes nowhere.
Seaman on the carry. On the stop, number 4, Ethan Buchert.
So Buchert doing it on offense, doing it on defense.
And Buchert just went down again after making that tackle.
For the Eagles. And we do have an injured player on the field.
That time you saw Lehighton again bringing pressure, bringing the linebackers, not letting them sit. They're coming and attacking, and they've had a lot of success tonight when they've done that defensively.
So they'll take the timeout as attend the injury right there. And, Matt, interesting, when we look at the 4A classification, only the top 4 go, right? So right now, going into tomorrow, or in tonight, whatever, Northwestern, Central Catholic, Pottsville, and Wilson. You look at those 4 teams, 5-0, 4-1, 4-1, 5-0. And you mentioned before, Bethlehem Catholic is on the outside looking in. I mean, to jump over these, it won't take much if they, win one of their games because you're playing the 6A schools. At the same time, though, one of those 4 teams could be left out. So how big is that Wilson-Northwestern game, even though you're battle unbeaten, your Colonial League schools, your smaller schools, than a Central Catholic, so it's going to be a little interesting, kind of who you're playing the rest of the way.
Exactly, and that's the tough part where, at least with the Colonial Schuylkill League merger, that puts teams like Northwestern, Wilson, they're playing teams that are equal in size. So it's not like they're playing smaller teams.
Jacobson's going to throw. Jacobson, nothing there, almost went down, and it loses the football. The ball's loose, and Lehighton looked like they jumped on the football. No signal yet.
And they do. Yes.
So the ball at the 20-yard line is picked up.
Like 52.
Brendan Zimmerman.
And he's been the mainstay on the offensive line. He's been the one guy that's been stayed healthy throughout all this. But the fumble recovery was caused by Luke Blau. Again, two-point conversions by Luke Blau. Very key sacks and stops when needed by the defense. He's been the key guy there. And I want to say, I believe that's the first turnover
I think so.
by Blue Mountain tonight.
So the ball at the 20-yard line. Start things off for Lehighton. You know, Matt, I had said, your momentum, you want to get some momentum going in the locker room now, a little extracurricular going on afterwards. But, helmet came off as well. But, you want to get that momentum going into the locker room, right? But now, all of a sudden, the momentum has totally switched, to the side of Lehighton.
Absolutely. And Lehighton getting yardage on first down. That's something they weren't able to do in that first half. This half, they're able to get some yardage on the first down. But that play, Crum was the one running the ball. His helmet's the one that came off, so he had to come out for a play. So somebody else is going to step up. Who has been the guy to step up tonight so far? It's been Ethan Bucher.
I wasn't sure where that timeout came from.
I don't either.
Both coaches saying, well, we didn't call it.
It looks like the play clock was not reset.
All right, so timeouts are the same at 3 apiece. Again, 22-21 is your score in favor of Lehighton. They took the lead moments ago. Here comes the blitz, and we'll get that one delivered to Rarick, and the ball's loose. I wasn't sure if the play was dead there. I think it was.
And you'll see Lehighton's fortunate as Rarick comes back in. Number 50, Adam Morrow, is actually getting held and almost tackled by the Lehighton offensive lineman.
Buchanan in motion to the near side. He'll line up. Another big play here at the 4-minute mark.
Lehighton really slowing things down.
I was just ready to say that. They're just taking their time. Looking at Rarick moment, and now trying to get through. Maybe short of that first down marker, we'll have to punt the ball away.
O'Donnell on the scramble.
Or will they?
45, Gavin Gears, and 50, Ian Donahue in on the stop.
Matt, this would be. I would be stunned if they don't punt this ball.
Down and 1 to go.
I mean, there's no indication here.
Nope. And now Crum coming back on the field. Or not. He's coming back off the field. Coming back on the field. And remember,
will he line up as a wild card?
The last time O'Donnell stepped back and did the quick kick.
I think they're going to call a timeout here. Just me.
Run some clock.
Unless you try to catch him offside and see if you can.
And there's the timeout. You see Coach McCarroll coming out.
All right, so a timeout comes with 3 minutes and about 10 seconds remaining. 22-21, Lehighton.
In a quick third quarter so far. I'm going to jinx us. I'm going to jinx us. I know.
Yeah, you just did. St. Luke's is the region's largest sports medicine provider, covering more than 200,000 student enrollment and 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, covering 8 counties and providing the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries. St. Luke's offers athletic training, orthopedic care, physical therapy, and concussion management, plus sports performance training for individual athletes and teams. During these extraordinary times, you can trust St. Luke's Sports Medicine to provide extraordinary care. Support for the D11Sports.com Game of the Week comes from Michael R. Globus, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley in Easton. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Globus at 610-559-6380, located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301 in Easton. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. 4th down and 1. They do go for it, and they do not get it. A big change here in the momentum goes to Blue Mountain. Let's see if now they can take advantage of it. The ball's sitting right around the 30-yard line.
Already a gutsy call going for it on 4th down in your own territory, that deep with a 1-point lead, but running into the teeth of the defense. Little botch snap, kind of threw the timing off, but still that front 7 of the defense really gave them no space to run.
So from the 29, Jacobson will go on the ground. Seaman gets to the outside, has some space, gets the first down, still on his feet, makes a turn, and down the sideline he'll go. One play, 29 yards, and Blue Mountain has regained the lead.
And just like that, you get running behind that right side of the offensive line. You have number 61, one of the Bobbins. That's Jake Bobbin. He's pulling. He opens up the hole. Seaman gets some block from the wide receivers downfield. And as I said, he was running hard the last drive. Just stalled out with that fumble on the quarterback. But Seaman responds by putting them up and into the end zone. And here we'll see Blue Mountain go for 2.
Blue Mountain will attempt a 2-point conversion.
You have to think this is going to be in the hands of Seaman.
Now he got you there. Jacobson will now try to throw this one. And now he'll try to run with it. Now throws it. Has 2 receivers and right at the back side of the end zone on the side, and that's Gears. Oh, we've seen some crazy 2-point conversions tonight, huh?
We're gonna see. I think we're not done either. I think we're going to see a few more. So you see the rush coming from the defensive end. He unfortunately takes the inside, giving up contain. And Rarick, 28, he comes up to make a play on the quarterback, leaving the receiver behind him open. And Jacobson makes a heads-up play, getting the ball to him for the 2-point conversion.
And it comes with 2:57 on the clock. And Blue Mountain regains the lead. Again, they're going for it on 4th down and 1 from your own 29-yard line. That's one of those tough calls that you're going to make. Again, there is some personnel changes. We've talked about that, all night. They had 13 injuries to some key players. And, you have maybe players not in the positions they want to have, some younger players that maybe have never played that position, and that's what Lehighton has been dealing with.
And I think they've been battling. They've absolutely been out here battling and trying to make some things happen.
So 29-22 is your score now as Blue Mountain regains the lead.
Dave line to kick off for the Eagles. Bucher and Rarick deep to return.
Crease Stabline has that one on the tee, and this one will be fielded at the 15-yard line by Rarick. And has some space. Across the 40 up towards the 42-yard line. That's Ian Rarick.
On the return.
I tell you what, this part of the field has really
seen all the action.
A lot of the action. A lot of the action.
We've had, 7 touchdowns tonight? 8 touchdowns, but all the action's been in the middle of the field, though.
No doubt. Again, glad you could join us here on D11sports.com. I want to thank John Hoff, Ken Sidlow, Greg Lay, everyone at St. Luke's for their partnership with D11 Sports, and hope you're enjoying our coverage tonight of this matchup. Also, Casey Wallace, one of our student reporters down in the field, doing a solid job once again.
Gain of 1 yard.
As we continue to grow our student base once again. If you're a student from any District 11 school and interested in broadcasting, journalism, photography, check out D11sports.com. Follow your dream and get close to the action. Take part in our student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director or reach out to myself or Dave at D11sports.com. Passes that one across. How many times have we called the name
Luke Blau.
Luke Blau?
And Luke Blau offensively
Correction, 6
stepping
yards.
his game up tonight
Third down
to
and
contribute.
3 yards to go for Lehighton.
And in the right times too.
So we really haven't called Hunter Crum's name in a while here, right? But it is a third down and short. He's lined up one-on-one coverage to the near side.
But you also have Buchert with one-on-one coverage on the far side, who's been the go-to receiver right now.
So instead, you just run it straight up the middle. Is that what you're going to say? They do exactly that. Move the chains for the first down for O'Donnell.
You're in a good spot here. You have that one-on-one matchup with Buchert. He's shown he can go up and get the ball. I'd like to see Coach McCarroll and the offense go for him in that one-on-one matchup. Now, again, Tyler Miller's over there. He's had a fantastic night for Blue Mountain. But then again, you have Hunter Crum down here, one-on-one matchup with press coverage.
So first down and 10 from the 44. Looking to throw. That was in traffic and a huge stick. And never can make that catch was Ethan Buchert.
Yeah, as you said, the hit coming from Carson Steinruck, number 10 from the linebacker spot. He gets out underneath that route, and Buchert had no chance to catch that.
So I'll bring up a second down. Now Blue Mountain scores. They let that smoke come out. Boy, it's smoky out there, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's been smoking for a while. And you can see the injured shoulder on that play. Crum not able to get his right hand up with his left to try to make the catch.
The guy gives him again. Missed last week, with the shoulder injury and just, banged up all season. But, 70%, 60% of number 11 is huge for this Lehighton offense.
And, again, it's tough because at what point do you say, okay, Hunter, you're going to take a break. We're going to rest you. There's just no week to do that.
So Crum in motion. Looking to throw, trying to make that turn and never got the ball off. The ball's just sitting there. I believe he may have ran out of bounds.
He didn't have much of an option there, and he looks like he's getting up slow now as well.
Wow.
So that's going to be fourth down. They've gone for it in other situations.
Well, now if your quarterback is banged up.
Now you have to punt.
For the Indians.
Yeah, he just took off his helmet. I realize it's change of possession, but he's still feeling the effects of that one.
And I think this is a good call, too, by Lehighton. Even if O'Donnell wasn't banged up a little bit, you need to put the ball down in that side of the field.
So Ian Rarick gets this one, and
oh, boy.
Man, here comes a return. And some space, and a good job there by Derek Wallace-Savage. Wallace-Savage, and there's I thought I saw a flag.
Nope, there's a flag right now. Not sure why.
And there's a flag on the field.
Now the question, what happens here with this flag?
I think this is going to come back against Blue Mountain. One of two things happened. There was a little bit of the Blue Mountain kid took the Lehighton kid down right here.
Right, yeah,
and then trying to get up. It looks like he pushed him, but then he stood over him and went back to him after the whistle.
Yeah, so you could have got away with it, just walked away, did not. So this may bring it back here. So the penalty comes with about 20 seconds remaining. It's 29-22.
And it's going to be a personal foul.
Flag on the field is for sportsmanlike conduct.
So the ball we move back inside the 20-yard line.
So fortunate, though, for Blue Mountain and for for the player that wasn't anything that caused him to be ejected.
Right.
Because it looked like stuff was going on.
Exactly.
So they're fortunate for that.
Yeah, I say inside the 20-yard line, inside the 40-yard line, excuse me, down to about the 33. Right. Wasn't sure if it was a push or was it was a punch.
But the one thing you did see out of Blue Mountain Air is Derek Wild Savage's foot and leg looks completely fine.
Yeah, he's good. He's fine. He's okay. Seaman. Now a lot of bumping and a lot of talking going on out there. How important is it, for your coaching staff to really take control here now? You're in a tight game. It's 29-22. The quarter's going to end and, kind of regroup really for one interesting fourth quarter. 29-22 in favor of Blue Mountain. You're watching our D11sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine. Back after this.
Medical emergencies can and do happen during COVID-19.
One American has a heart attack or stroke every 40 seconds.
And one American dies from stroke every 4 minutes.
Heart attacks and strokes will not wait until a pandemic runs its course.
It is not safe to sit home and hope the symptoms pass. It is safe to come to St. Luke's.
Our EMS crews and ambulances
Are ready for you, taking every measure to keep you safe.
At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care, you can trust us with your hands, feet, shoulders, hips, and knees. Because healthy bones and joints mean you can do more. You can trust us to recommend the right approach to care, including joint-sparing treatments and therapies. And when surgery is the only choice, we offer options to help you heal faster, including technology-assisted joint replacements and muscle-sparing hip surgery. St. Luke's, the orthopedic care you trust, now more than ever. At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care.
Well, 3 in the books, 1 to play, and in a great game here. 29-22 is your score in favor of Blue Mountain. They have the football. They gave up the lead one time. They battle right back, and right now they take the ball again. Here's Seaman. Seaman blocking and getting through a bunch of players. Finally taken down on the play by Ethan Buchert. But, boy, what a pickup there. Goes about 40 yards downfield.
Absolutely. You can see he's picking up blocks downfield. Number 12 does a great job not getting his hands on Ja Allen for Lehighton and just running and shielding him.
Stretching in at 38 yards. That's enough for Blue Mountain. First down.
And for Blue Mountain, you take Seaman out, give him a break, and you bring in Tyler Miller, who runs just as hard for them.
Yeah. Now Seaman, some big runs for him tonight. Seaman came into the game with 53 carries for 353 yards and a touchdown. Tonight, over right around that that century mark, over that century mark, and doing a good job of moving the ball. Another slow-moving player coming out, and that's Adam Morrow, the 5'11", 171-pound junior. He'll make his way to the sidelines.
And that's a big one too. He's their center. So you're going to have to get a backup center into the game. It shouldn't be a problem because your quarterback center exchange is really just that shotgun snap.
I think it was Trevor Manbeck that went in. It will be him. Second down and 9 from the 26. And the good snap, and off to the races, down the sideline, diving for the pylon. No signal. I thought that was a touchdown. They'll mark him at the 2. On another great run by Tyler Miller.
And you can see Miller just has a burst. He gets around that edge, and there was nobody else around him. But you're going to see he just steps out there just at the 2-yard line, I believe, before he dives into the end zone.
Seaman back into the game. First and goal for the 2. They'll give that one to Gears, and Gears battles through, and Blue Mountain is feeling it now. 2-yard touchdown run by Gavin Gears.
I really thought for sure it was going to be that third quarter was going to make the difference, but here you see Blue Mountain just pouring it on in this fourth quarter, really playing tough. And Gavin Gears, he takes it in for the touchdown, just following that big offensive line behind both Ross Bobbin and Jake Bobbin, the right guard and right tackle. And once again, Blue Mountain going for 2.
Eagles will attempt the 2-point conversion.
Jacobson trying to look for something, now throws it, and that one incomplete. He got rushed on the play and really couldn't get the play he wanted. As
10 minutes, 34 seconds remaining in the ball game.
One of those
numbers that were
number
changed.
changes.
Yeah, 35-32. Matt, you take the lead. You go up 22-21 in the third quarter. You add the 2-point conversion. Momentum's going on your side. Jacobson fumbles. But then things started to change a little bit. You go for it on fourth down, you don't get it. And after that, Seaman goes 29 yards for a touchdown, and now Gavin Gears, after, another big run, scores a touchdown. So 2 touchdowns, in a short span for Blue Mountain. And they right now are in a big control here like they were earlier in the first half.
Yeah, and you said it perfectly. Like, they've just put themselves quietly and slowly in the driver's seat. They were up, then they battled, they were down, and you didn't see any panic. They matched that excitement, that enthusiasm by Lehighton in the third quarter, and came back in this fourth quarter and just settled in on their game. And as Coach Gallagher said going in at half to Casey, we need to establish this running game, and they've done that in the second half.
So Stabline will kick this one off, and that one will script through everyone and finally be picked up by Buchert. And Buchert looked like he had a bigger opening than from when I initially looked at it, but that got stopped quick. And a good job defensively coming back in.
And on the stop was number 12, Gage Gears.
So we talk about Gavin Gears, and that's Gage Gears on the stop.
I just want to point out, too, Al, James Seaman is a junior. Tyler Miller's a sophomore. Peyton Fosnot is a sophomore. Jacobson, quarterback, is another sophomore.
Yep. Well,
so these skilled players are young.
Well, when I talked to Coach Gallagher, he said, we have to replace a big senior class. 2 starters on offense, 3 starters on defense, very young team. Jacobson's going to make some mistakes. He's got a good arm, but he could run more and be more aggressive. I think we're seeing a lot of that tonight. Trying to run and nowhere to go.
You take Wallace Savage, also a junior, number 5. He's another one of those. And we talked to the coach, and as you said, not only do they have to replace a big junior class, or senior class last year, they don't have the biggest senior class this year. So you look at that and you say, okay, well, where do your leaders come from?
Yeah.
And they've been looking at those seniors to be the leaders, but then also some other guys, some of the juniors, some of the sophomores, to do more than just play, to come up and step up and be a leader as well.
On the counter near side is Zach Miller.
And I think you see that, you kind of see that coming out in Tyler Miller, I think. You see a lot of that in a young kid who's just, he's playing, I think, older than he is. And he does not look like a sophomore out on the field.
Not tonight, anyway. So not going to say time is a factor here, but when I say that is at 9-minute mark, you need to score on this drive or time will become a factor.
You're absolutely right. I think they do need to get something going and try to get some points on the board.
Well, that was a tough little pass. They can connect to Buchert, but they don't get much out of it at all. And they'll bring the punting unit in once again. I like watching Coach Gallagher on the sideline. He's looking for his players. He's making sure who's where. He's running. He's moving around his coaches. It's like kind of me and you, kind of like just no, nothing going on up here.
No.
I would have had you in check. It's not a big deal. So they're going to punt the ball. This one a good one. Back towards the 31-yard line. And a lot of green in front. Boy, I tell you what, he tried to make the turn, but he could not make the turn. But Tyler Miller's done a great job tonight. We talk about, he's been
I thought he had it. I thought he had that turn.
That close to making it. He gets through right there.
Hey, he breaks that one last tackle. That's going to be it.
33 yards. Blue Mountain has possession in Lehighton territory. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So Blue Mountain, they punch it in here. This could be lights out for Lehighton. Kind of easier said than done. Let's see how it's been going so far. (35-22) is your score.
On the carry. Gain of 4, 2nd down.
A solid night for number 2.
You see no hurry up in Blue Mountain. You have the clock on your side. It's in your favor. Your goal is to grind out another touchdown on the ground.
Fans, tonight's winning 50-50 ticket has not been claimed yet, so make sure you get them out. After this play, the number will be called again.
2nd down and 6 from the 32. High snap, ball juggled.
Jacobson is sacked.
So you lose a couple yards there.
They'll lose it. They'll give up the yards, but at least for Blue Mountain, they keep possession of the ball.
Ticket number is 380-645. Again, the winning.
Did you say 380? 645?
At 644.
Hit 646.
Jeez. Well, you would. We bought them at the same time.
Who bought in between? Oh, Bill. Bill must have the winning number.
Bring it up to the press box. Thank you.
Bill doesn't look like he has the winning number.
He would have jumped out.
I'm done, Al. We're done with this.
3rd down and 14 from the 40-yard line. And taking himself, there's a flag on the play, and Jacobson's going to get his best run of the night, but this one likely, still dragging players, going to come back.
You got to be careful with it. I mean, I think you're going to get a hold or a block in the back coming right here.
On the carry, there's a flag at midfield.
But I think Blue Mountain coaches are looking for a horse collar tackle. The hand was definitely inside the shoulder pads.
Fans, you can also get out your raffle tickets at this time. We'll announce that number
So
shortly.
the clock down to 6:32. You're Lehighton, and this ball is going to be moved back after, a solid run by Jacobson. Now it becomes interesting where the clock is and kind of where the ball is. See what happens here. We've seen a lot of penalties tonight, Matt.
We have, and that's something both coaches will need to go back and talk to their teams about, because you can't win close games when you have this many penalties.
Fans, tonight's winning raffle ticket number. It's a yellow ticket. White and yellow ticket.
So the first down marker, if you're wondering, is right around the 24-yard line or 26-yard line.
Again, 201.
So 3rd and eternity here. The 3rd down and 34 is what they're calling it.
Winning ticket number. Please bring it up to the press box immediately. Thank you.
At this point, you're going to run the ball and try to take as much time off the clock as you can. Here's Seaman.
And there's another flag coming in.
I don't know if that was a late hit, or did they get this one on Blue Mountain? I think it was on. This was on Lehighton from what I saw. And a lot of conversation going down on the field. The men in stripes tonight.
We have another flag on the field.
And what happens is this becomes unfortunate because both teams, this was a well-played game. It was a tough-fought game out of both teams. Looks like we'll see it come in at the end maybe.
That was Seaman on the carry.
I didn't see what happened. But it puts him in a manageable 4th down.
It was a 6-yard run by number 2, James Seaman. Tag on a 15-yard personal foul penalty on Lehighton.
So the ball goes to about the 39-yard line.
So I know the Blue Mountain coaches were wondering if it's third down. Well, it all depends if it was a dead ball or not.
Talking things over still. See, I don't see the marker on the far side either.
They have it turned sideways. I think he's waiting to see what to change it to. Fourth down, so they're calling that a dead ball personal foul. So the down that they ran counted, but then they get the 15 yards.
That personal foul penalty was.
All right, so let's get back to Lehighton here. You know, a return.
You need something.
Yep.
You need something to go and to try to slow this down a little bit and get some more momentum in your favor.
Well, they have no one back here. And Blue Mountain taking as much time as they can. And this one will roll into the end zone, so the ball. That's the best case scenario if you're Lehighton, and that's something you didn't want if you're Blue Mountain. So under 6 to play, 35-22 is your score. It's been an interesting contest to this point, for sure.
So as you'll see tomorrow night, I'll bring it up again, Coach Walters, East Stroudsburg South, the analytics. So that punt changed field position 19 yards. So in those 19 yards, what's the percentage of your team, your opponent, scoring a touchdown on the next drive? So if it's low, very little change from the ball where it is now to where it is going to be, you might as well go for it.
You know, and Coach Walters, I mean, the notes that we got from him, as you know, is a book.
Yes.
It is detailed exactly why he's doing it.
And honestly, from what our conversation we had with him when we had them the other week, I don't think we're even close to getting into everything that he picked up from the coach.
Yeah. He's all over that. Tonight's game brought to you by Ringer's Roost Tavern at 1801 West Liberty Street in Allentown. Enjoy their great burgers, wings, and more while you dine inside or outside for lunch or dinner. For more information, call 610-437-4941 or drop on by to Ringer's Roost Tavern in Allentown.
From on the carry, gain of 2, second down. The new quarterback for Lehighton is number 11, Hunter Crum. Lehighton takes a timeout on the field. Their second charge.
So timeout here, D11sports.com. Thanks Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley in Easton, for his sponsorship of the Game of the Week. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380. Located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301 in Easton. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. St. Luke's is the region's largest sports medicine provider, covering more than 200,000 student enrollment and 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, covering 8 counties and providing the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries. St. Luke's offers athletic training, orthopedic care, physical therapy, and concussion management, plus sports performance training for individual athletes and teams. During these extraordinary times, you can trust St. Luke's Sports Medicine to provide extraordinary care. Looking to throw, and that one incomplete, as was going in the directions of Ethan Buchert.
For number 4, Ethan Buchert. Third down and 8 to go for the Indians. Again, Amanda Westner, please report to the press box to claim your raffle ticket prize.
So since
Amanda Westner, please report to the press box as soon as you can. Thank you.
Late in the third quarter, we have not seen Brady O'Donnell back in for Lehighton.
Yeah. And we saw that play at the sideline when he went out.
Since then, they've had Hunter Crum in the Wildcat, which is nothing new that they haven't ever done before, but just kind of concerning if you can't get Brady O'Donnell back.
Yep, nowhere to go. That ball almost loose. Blue Mountain said they had the football, but no indication on that.
And here we have the punt team coming out for Lehighton.
Gain of 1, 4th down.
So with a few first downs, they get the ball back. Blue Mountain will be able to run the clock out if that's what they choose to do. I would say with taking their time and maybe getting two first downs, that should be good enough to run the clock out.
That ball right around the 39-yard line for Blue Mountain. You could join us here for our D11Sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Tomorrow night we'll have East Stroudsburg South against Northampton. And then Saturday, the big one in the Colonial League will be Northwestern and Wilson.
The punt by Lehighton travels 38 yards and is down by an Indian. Eagles have the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard
So we'll get a good glimpse of what Blue Mountain and Coach Gallagher will decide to do this series based off of this first play. You have to think they're going to continue to lean on that offensive line in the running game.
On the ground.
And Gavin Gears.
Wow.
Gears on the carry. In on the stop, 28, Ian Rarick.
And you look at that Gavin Gears. That's 6'1", 220 pounds coming straight at you full speed as a safety. That's a tough task.
Second down and 1. Gears again, and Gears will move the chains, and Gears will move the pile, and Gears still on his feet. How about this? Oh, man, I'll tell you what. Gears had 5 players on top of him, and he still went an extra 8 yards.
And you look at what he was doing. He just kept his feet moving. You know, he didn't lean forward. He didn't get past, unbalanced. He just kept balance and just stayed and kept his feet moving.
Timeout on the field is due to injury.
And Lehighton player has an injury. Here we get another look at Gavin Gears. Takes the handoff right up the middle, breaks through a couple. Then you have a few guys on him, and you can see, look, he just keeps his feet moving, Al. Doesn't stop. Only way he goes down is by getting tripped by a guy laying on the ground. But that's exactly what you want from Blue Mountain right now. Just continue to grind out the clock, continue to move the ball, and continue to get first downs.
While we have a moment here, let me try to take you through the scoring. It's been an interesting game. It's been a long game. It's been an interesting game here on Thursday night. First snap of the game went flying over the head of Brady O'Donnell. Was recovered by Blue Mountain. It led to a Will Jacobson to Gavin Gears 20-yard touchdown to make it 7-0. It's all Gears here. Oh, man. It's like watching this.
Gears on the carry.
He's putting this one away. And a 7-yard touchdown, Brady O'Donnell to Hunter Crum. It was a little flick pass, made 7-6, 2-point conversion was no good. O'Donnell was intercepted by Tyler Miller. That led to a 20-yard touchdown pass from Will Jacobson to Carson Kerstetter made it 14-6. Tyler Miller then a 50-yard interception return, so his second INT of the game, 21-6. Lehighton comes back with a 14-yard touchdown from Brady O'Donnell to Ethan Buchert. 2-point conversion was good to Luke Blau, and they made it 21-14 at that point. On the ground, another carry as the clock winds down as we get closer to 2 minutes. Then Brady O'Donnell with a 15-yard touchdown pass to Ethan Buchert. 2-point conversion, Crum to Luke Blau again. And Lehighton took the lead at the 8:01 mark of the third quarter, 22-21. But things changed from there. You know, even there, Will Jacobson fumbled, Brady Zimmerman recovered it. But eventually, you know, you look at Blue Mountain, James Seaman with a 29-yard touchdown run, 2-point conversion. Will Jacobson to Gavin Gears made it 29-22. And in the fourth, a 2-yard touchdown run by Gavin Gears to wrap up the scoring to make it 35-22.
Gears on the carry.
You know, Matt, we give out the player of the game, and when we do, there's more than one player that can have it.
Absolutely.
Tonight is that night that you can really flip it, a coin or whatever, and you can definitely look at 3 or 4 players that were worthy of the player of the game.
I agree with you, and I think it's a tough decision, but at the end of the day, you need to pick one. You know, and I think we try to pick somebody, try to point out, maybe not always the big stats person, but somebody who set the tone, in a quiet way.
You're giving hints out already. And maybe one more snap after this.
Jacobson on the carry.
So Blue Mountain will get the victory tonight at home.
And now I like watching Coach Gallagher. He's getting on Jacobson on that last play to cut up inside, not waste it and run outside. He's coaching up to the last second, even though they're up 23 or 13.
Well, they have a tough go of it next week. They're at Northwestern. And Lehighton will host Bangor.
I think the big thing, the most important thing for Lehighton is they just need to get healthy.
Final score of tonight's game, Blue Mountain 35, Lehighton area 22.
So final score in this one,
Great job by both teams.
35-22
A good job by the chain gang tonight.
in favor of Blue Mountain. Tell you what, back and forth.
Absolutely. It was tight. 13-point deficit, 13-point difference. It was definitely a tight game.
Thank you for attending tonight's ball game.
You hope for Lehighton and Coach McCarroll, you hope they can get back and get healthy. They're playing a lot of young kids, and when you face a team like Blue Mountain with size and strength on the offensive line, that's a tough sled already. And then to have it where you don't have everybody, that makes it even more challenging.
And that's one thing we talked about, and we talked about it throughout the game where, hey, there is that opportunity where they're dinged up, they're injured, they're hurt, and there was 13 players. I mean, 13 players, a lot of players to be hurt to get them right back.
Absolutely, and it gives the other guys the opportunity. It gives them an opportunity to make something happen. But at the end of the day, they still have to come out and play. And the young kids, whether they're sophomores or freshmen, they're the next guy on the field, next guy in. That's all well and good, but unfortunately, when you face an older veteran team, that's where it's going to, that youth kind of gets accentuated, and it's very tough to overcome. And again, for Lehighton, hope they get healthy. They have a stretch where they can make some things happen. We wait to see what they can do. But for Blue Mountain on the other side, Coach Gallagher has to be happy. Again, as you said, played North Schuylkill tough. Played a really tough first half of the schedule. He said he gave the coaching cliche, we're going to go 1 week at a time. But he knows working into this second half of the season, it opens up a little bit, and it's a little bit more favorable for them.
Yeah, no doubt. You win the game, you improve, you go to 3-3 on the year. You get Northwestern next week, but you're playing. You're 3-3 now. You want to put yourself in position for that possibility, and that's exactly what you do, and you get it that way. So a great job by Blue Mountain. After they gave up the lead 22-21, they battle it back, and they get it at the same time. And with that, we go down to the field. And Casey Wallace. Casey?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Tom Gallagher. What are your thoughts on the game?
I'm happy with the way we finished. We faced a little adversity throughout the game. We responded well. Some things we definitely need to clean up, but nonetheless, happy with the victory.
And how does this win tonight help you with your momentum going into next week?
Yeah, we're coming off a little bit of a skid here. So, again, this win definitely helps us moving forward with our season. So we're looking to see what we need to improve on, allowing that to get into our game plan and then moving forward with it, hopefully carrying on the success.
All right, thank you. Congrats on your win.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Tyler. All right, I'm here with the player of the game, Tyler Miller. What do you think was the key to winning tonight?
I don't know. We're just doing our thing, Blue Mountain, we worked so hard for this. And we're just doing our thing. Is that it? No?
And your player of the game, how does that feel?
I mean, it feels great, but it was a team effort. It was a key. Everybody did something, It was a team effort, that's all I got to say.
All right, thank you. Congrats. Back to you guys.
All right, Casey. Thanks a lot. And get the victory 35-22 is your final score in this one. And 35-22, there we are. 35-22 is your final score in this one. Again, we'll be back at it again. East Stroudsburg South and Northampton, and then Wilson and Northwestern. Now, final score 35-22 for Bill Lewis and the Sports Fan Base Network, for Matt Avancho, for Casey Wallace down in the field, our Lehighton student reporter. I'm Al DeCarlo saying so long. Final score once again 35-22, Blue Mountain a winner. Have a good night.
D11 Sports presents St. Luke's Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Don't miss all the action online at D11sports.com.